Go. Right. Oh, everybody ready then?
More ready than you.
Hey, that may
come
be
on.
true, but don't say it out loud.
Got him.
Okay, let's get the music on for where you're currently at, which is the Lord's Garden. Alright. Okay, let's just jump right into this. So, last we left off, the Wayward Wanderers, after having finally decided on their name, returned to the city of Ralnibelgup after their rendezvous with the Druids, and having met with the Indies, who gave them a promise, or a note, I guess, for promise of payment when they turned the note into a lord. You returned to Ralnibelgup, you went and sought out the Lord Dewey Nibelgup to go seek your reward, and in doing so, made an incredibly risky decision to... You somehow agreed to get the Lord to get his own guard captain to stand in a zone of truth, secretly cast suggestion on the court wizard so that he wouldn't tell anyone who was lying, and then managed to somehow get a confession out of the captain of the guard that he was A, lying to the Lord, and B, that he thought he was a stupid little boy. Somehow everything played out in your favour. Luthus was also released in the process, the person that you were on a prison break mission for, and you then picked up Luthus from the prison, who was clinging with an inch of his life, barely alive, barely able to breathe. After you gave him sustenance and some healing, you've taken him back to the Lord's Garden, which is where we are resuming. So,
So last thing we did was me and Andres getting Andres and then informing his family that he's alive and well outside of jail, right?
so you used the sending stone to contact.
Oh, okay, cool. Then we are probably in the gardens as well.
Okay.
Yeah, I think we're all in the gardens at this point. So it's just a case of waiting for them to turn up. I would imagine they're going to be fairly quick.
What's the time, Dax?
It's like just after midday at this point.
Okay.
Is there any
Okay.
conversation you want to
Well,
have with Luthus in the meantime, or do you just want to skip to his parents showing up?
How is Luthus looking? Is he?
Still fucking decrepit. He's incredibly gaunt and looks effectively like he's been starved and hasn't had anything to eat for a long time. He had a giant gash diagonally across his entire torso, that thanks to Balor's healing is sort of healed up, but is still forming a rather large scar.
And
So should we order lunch for everyone and get
Yeah.
him some food as well?
Yeah.
he's
Okay.
still dressed in my thing, my cloak, right?
In your cloak, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Cool.
That is the only thing he has on.
Yeah. So we should get him dressed as well. I'm sure we told his family to bring his dress, his clothes.
Yeah.
Yeah, for real. For sure. Cool.
Could you do us more healing?
I believe you healed 11 HP on him or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a lot.
Maybe if you want to heal again, just to make sure you got it all, maybe.
Yeah. I'm gonna give him a rank 1 healing word.
Okay.
It is healing word, right? Just want to make sure.
Healing word or cure wounds? Because
Cure wounds. Cure wounds.
Smooth.
whew, another 12 points of healing. So Balor once again lays his hands on Luthus, and you watch as like little sparks of fire streak out from Baelor's hands and wrap themselves around Luthus and slowly sink into his body, and you watch as some semblance of vitality comes back to his body. He's still obviously quite gaunt and sallow in parts, but like a bit more colour returns to his face. The scar across his chest heals up a little bit more. There's still a visible scar there, and that may never go away, but the wound itself doesn't look like it's causing any further pain.
Well, how much is it going to cost to get lunch for everyone, including him?
Just chuck me like 2 gold.
That's fine, I'll pay that.
Yo, thank you.
Thank you. Are you paying it or am I paying it?
No, I'll pay it. I already paid it.
No, you know what I mean.
Because you stole 50 of Baelor's gold.
Oh, good point. Yeah, yes, it's a thanks, Baylor.
You notice Baelor. Sorry, you notice Luthus is quite quiet. He's like giving little thank yous and nods to you all, but is staying relatively quiet about this whole thing.
We could have really done with the dog to cheer him up.
Could have, but I think the dog's safe for now.
I'm sure he's having fun with druids.
Yeah. Luthus, how are you feeling?
Not good. It would be hard to feel good. I'm thankful I'm thankful for whatever it is that you did.
You're safe now, Luthus. You got nothing to worry about, and you're safe in the city. We've contacted your family, and they're on the way.
Okay. You see, he's just got his head in his hands now, sort of like over his food that he's had a good amount of, but he's just head in his hands, just sort of barely responding to what's going on.
Have we already gotten our food?
Yeah, food's been served, and
Okay.
it's in here, so it's like
Mm.
I mean, I think I'll just go up and ask. Do you know why they were like interrogating you? Was there any like information in particular they were trying to get that you didn't already give them?
What? I don't know who you guys are. I don't know if I should talk about any of this. How do you know what's been happening to me? How did I get released?
Because we basically released you. We were tasked to get you out of jail by your family, and we also had other job that was related to communicating with Ward Dewey. So we basically talked with him and got extra information and released you.
I mean, we will just mention as well that the guard that was torturing you, as far as we're aware, is now in prison as well.
Yes, our main job was basically to expose him.
Well, maybe some good came of this then.
I can see that you've been through a lot and you've almost died. And I'm sorry I'll be questioning you a bit, but what's the reason for your capture, except for the guard basically speaking in Dewey's ear? And also, why were they torturing you?
Well, Dewey wanted me out of his way for a while. I was the advisor for his father, and he just kind of really hated me. And I knew that for a long time he was looking to get me out of the way. So he took a stupid opportunity to, like, say that I called him fat when I didn't. And I was in prison for weeks. Then Captain Marvick came and took me to the other prison. He said that a strange group of people came into the city who had connections to the druids and were asking about me. And he did awful things to me. Just kept asking me about the druids, what I do, why these people were here asking about me when no one had been before.
I'm sure these people are gone now. I'm happy you're safe. Sorry for asking. And I just go. I hope there's another table, and I just sit there in silence.
Do you guys know who the druids are? Who this weird group of people were?
We know about the druids.
I mean, it's probably worth just being honest with him and picking out a character. Yeah.
I think so.
So,
Yeah,
so that group of people was probably us. In that, after being tasked by your family to, get you out one way or another, our first thought was to talk to Dewey and see if we could persuade him to release you.
You watch as you tell him this, his face starts to well up. Tears come to his eyes and he starts to get angry. You're the reason I had to endure all that?
technically no. The reason you endured all that was because, well, the people you worked with were assholes, and they captured you and then tortured you.
Yes,
We
but
pretty much saved you.
you're the strange group of people that came who had connection to the druids that nobody knows about somehow, and you were asking about me. Why did you think that was a good idea? Why? What could you have possibly gained?
Well, to be fair, go through that process, we got you out. If we didn't, you'd still be in that cell.
I would have rather rotted in that cell for years than go through what I have done in the past few days.
We're very sorry for what happened, Bethus. That was never our intention. We only tried to get you free.
Yeah, little buddy, doesn't it feel nice to be free? Guys, wait, I got this. Sir, can I ask you a question?
Go for it.
What do you call an orc who collects rooks? An archaeologist. why are you not laughing?
He looks
Well
at you with
done.
just this face of disgust.
I think I'm gonna grab a drink and go over here.
I could understand being angry at us. You're in a pretty bad situation, but I think it's worth just pointing out. We didn't bring up anything to do with druids. When we talked to him, he started questioning himself based on the guard whispering. That captain whispering in his ear. The entire thing was orchestrated by him to try and put pressure to attack the druids. If he didn't use us as an excuse, he would have used something else.
Told him everything I knew about the druids. I told him where he could find more information, but he just kept going.
From when we talked to him in Dewey's chamber, it seemed like I'm kind of speaking about Essex. I wasn't actually there, but it seemed like he didn't actually want an answer out of you. He was just using you as a tool, basically.
Well, after he got all the answers I could give, why did he keep going?
Because he was probably going to try and force you to admit to stuff that you didn't do as a way of convincing, using you to his own ends. He was trying to break you, but he didn't.
Dewey's always hated the druids, ever since he was a jumped up little shit of a kid. Why does it have to be me? I didn't do anything.
Sorry to ask this, Toothus, but do you know why Dewey hates the druids?
He's a stupid little shit, that's why. One time he went with his father, because they would do it like every couple years. His father and the druids would meet up someplace and have discussions about relations, blah blah blah. He took his stupid little son one time. He just hated camping outdoors. And then then he hated all nature, and then he just hates trees and all this sort of stuff. And he just, as soon as he took over, he started deforesting everything, removing all sorts of cultural significance that our city had with the forest, and just a little shit!
Can't disagree. That's definitely how I feel about him, and I'm sure the rest of us feel the same after meeting him.
Yeah, I mean, I've never actually met him myself, but from what everyone else has described, it does sound like that. I mean, it's worth mentioning as well as to why you. He obviously needed you out of a way because if you're a level-headed person. He wouldn't be able to push this whole vendetta against the druids with you there, which I think speaks to you being a level-headed and reasonable person. Obviously, you didn't deserve this, but yeah, people rarely do.
He's in prison now, Luthus. Captain Marlock's being thrown in prison. And from what we gather, we don't think Dewey is aware of what's happened to you with what he was doing to you. So we're going to make Dewey aware of that. And I know this doesn't make it right, but I think Dewey needs to be aware of what Marlock is doing. You did mention that Dewey removed a lot of the cultural references to the forest. Can you tell me a bit about the city and Dewey's father's relationship with the druids in the forest?
I don't really know the significance of it, but and I wasn't his father's advisor for that long, but being the city closest to the forest, the Lord of Realm Nibblecup and the druids had some sort of close relations. I didn't really know the context as to why that is the case, where the druids have come from, or what, or anything, but they would always sort of be some kind of protectors or wardens of the forest, because there's all sorts of things in there. Not even just animals, just all sorts of things. And they would, do their best to stop them from coming out into the wider world, into the rest of the island. And as soon as Dewey took over, just even the beautiful mural inside the Lord's mansion just started whitewashing and painting over it. He renamed a bunch of things in the city that were previously named things to do with nature and the forest.
This mural you mentioned, are you able to describe it or draw roughly what it looked like?
Yeah, I mean, of course.
Hand him a piece of paper and a pen if you can.
He starts just scribbling, he points on your map, just like the inside wall of the Lord's mansion, and he just starts like scribbling, like it was just a bunch of trees and like cute nature animals and all these things on the inside of it. Those of you that went to speak with Dewey the first time did see part of this mural as it was being whitewashed. The first time you went to go see him, it was actively being painted over.
It was, yeah, I recall.
I mean,
Yeah.
this might sound like a odd question as well, but really think about it. Are you aware of any significance with the symbol that's behind, like Dewey's like throne in the main like area of his manor? I'll show him a picture of the symbol.
I mean, yeah, I know the symbol, but I haven't really seen it anywhere else before. It's just like ornamental. Probably something to do with like the original founding of the city. I don't know. It's just always been there as far as I know.
Okay, thanks.
During this little bit of silence, you hear a bunch of doors being barged and someone stomping through at a fast pace. And poof, the door to the little restaurant section of this inn opens, and it's Fowlin, his Luthus's uncle, the person that you were talking and corresponding with regards to this whole mission to free him. Luthus! And he immediately runs over and grabs him. Luthus just sort of like gets held by him, just keeps looking forward, doesn't really know what to do, and just sits there vacant.
We should maybe give them a moment, guys.
As you guys step out of the room for a moment, you hear some sort of like muttering from behind the doors. You don't really pick it up or anything. You hear two more people come shuffling into the Lord's garden. You hear a woman crying in the next room. How long do you want to give it before you go back inside?
Just a few minutes. Let them reacquaint with him, say hello. Make sure he's okay, or at least okay as he can be.
You guys think it's a good idea to ask about my cloak now?
I'm sure they brought in some clothes.
He's been extremely ungrateful. I'm kind of done with his attitude, and I'd like.
Yeah, let's go back. Let's make sure he's got clothes. Get your cloak back.
Okay. As you come into the room, you see he has dressed into a new pair of clothes, and your cloak has been folded and put on the table in front of him. You see Luthus, Fowlin, his uncle, and then his mother and father, Norin and Eleanor. The poor woman, his mother, is just clutching to her son and bawling her eyes out. Fowlin just sort of strides over to you. I didn't know how bad things had gotten in the past few days.
Neither did we.
I mean, it's lucky we got to him when we did. Give it a day or two, and he probably wouldn't have. Wouldn't be here.
What happened to the
We
man that
found
did
him
it to
pretty-
him?
He's in prison, and we're going to see if we can make sure he stays there.
Well, no one said getting him out was going to be easy. But I didn't think it'd be this hard for him, specifically. Thank you for what you've done. We've all agreed that we're going to be skipping town, regardless of his just release.
I think that's a good idea. What are your next plans? Where are you going to?
It's a toss-up between Southport and Alhafted. We don't know yet.
One thing I'd just suggest is make sure you take an escort. Roads are quite dangerous at the moment.
Thank you for that. Come by my house tonight and I'll see to your rewards. We're gonna leave as soon as we can.
Understandable. By the way, about the shard you gave us, is there a way we can get it off your hands if you don't need it anymore? The other one.
Oh, the sending stone.
Yeah, sorry.
Sure, yeah. Here you go.
Just like that.
It's tainted with bad memories anyway. I don't want it. And he hands the
Thank you.
second sending stone over to you.
I pick it up, go get my cloak, and leave the premises.
Okay. See that the rest of them start standing up and start shuffling their way to the door. His mother making it hardest of all because she's just clinging to him, barely allowing him to move, while he still just stares ahead vacantly and emotionlessly responds to questions that he's asked. It's a difficult scene to see. This person, Luthus, just doesn't look like he has his humanity anymore. Hopefully it'll come back within the next days, weeks, years, who knows, but you hope and pray that he's not going to be like this indefinitely.
Before I leave the place, I cast suggestion on him, and I suggest he forgets all the terrors he's experienced inside of the dungeon they've tortured him in.
So just before you do that, I think if I'd only last 8 hours, whatever you can permanently forget. So just you might shock him in 8 hours when he suddenly remembers everything.
That's true. Well, at least now he would be able to recover a bit from it.
Get a bit of sleep.
Yeah.
Why don't you just suggest him to be sleepy then?
I mean, I'd probably just suggest him to look forward, not back or something. You know, focus on the future rather than what happened to him.
It would still happen for 8 hours, so it wouldn't really matter. I guess I just don't do anything. I've left already anyway.
Exactly.
Okay. The family leave. Thowlin gives you a small nod before he heads out the door, and they're gone.
What are we going to do for the rest of the day, guys?
Go to Fallon's house and pick up our reward.
Well, that's this evening. Still got a whole afternoon. We can fill with something.
We can go check on Gwen. Can't do any shopping because I don't have any gold, so...
We can go check on Gwen. We can.
Yeah, let's do that.
If we still got time after that, we can make our way past the blacklist drop and see if we can put it in order for Sid.
Can't we do it on the way? Or you mean after we get the new weapon?
Well, Cedric, you wanted the blacksmith to use your stick for your axe, for your new axe, right?
Oh,
Okay. Would it take longer if we go to Gwen and on the way there we go to a blacksmith?
Yeah.
There's a blacksmith near the Adventurers Guild, right?
I mean, wasn't there 3 of them? Yeah, that's why I'm asking.
Yeah, we'll figure it out. Just go to one of them.
Yes, there is a blacksmith's right there.
So it's on the way there, kind of.
Yeah. So we can stop at the blacksmith on the way to Gwen.
I do give Citric back his stick as well. Holding up for him.
Right. Thank you.
Okay. You guys head out of the inn.
Well, we do that. Sid lets out a big sign. I can't believe he didn't laugh at my joke, though.
It was a good one.
Yeah, it was good, Sid.
I thought so.
Stepping out, you take in the pleasant air of the day, though your moods may have still been soured somewhat by the instances of what's happened, but you head on your way to the blacksmith, on your way to Gwen's house.
Quick question as well as we're travelling. Are we still being followed by the guard?
Perception check.
Yeah, roll me a perception check.
Only him?
Guidance. I'll cast guidance.
You can't see any guards. They didn't make any attempt to hide previously, but you certainly at least can't see one now.
Good.
So, you eventually make your way over to the blacksmith. You head on inside, and there's a humble-looking dwarf just sort of like sat in his chair behind his desk and sees you. Oh! Hiya, how's it going? What can I do for you?
Where's the blacksmith?
It's right here.
Yeah, I'm looking at you. Right there. Yeah, so that's the blacksmith. All right. Hello there, good sir. How are you today?
Not too bad, how about you?
Oh, could have been better. Made a pretty good joke, but the fella didn't laugh at it. You know how it goes.
Oh, I hate when that happens. Big man, you looking for a big weapon then?
Oh, how did you know?
Well, that's what I'm here for, innit?
Oh, no, I guess that makes sense. Yeah, so I want to have a big weapon, and I want you to use this beautiful, amazing, great stick that I have right here. As you can see, it's pristine.
I seen you done a bit of home crafts to it. What's that on the top end?
Ah, good eye, sir. Good eye. That's a mandible of a very big spider that I killed. All by myself, I must say.
You kill that thing?
Hell yeah, buddy.
Not too bad, but good on you. Well, what kind of weapon are you looking for then?
One that smashes things, like big spiders.
Well, because there's a couple of different kinds of things. You can smash things, you can slash things, or you can stab things. What are you in the market for?
Well, my companions did mention that I should go for something that slashes. Like an axe.
Okay,
You're
nice
familiar with
big
axes?
axe. Yeah, we got
Axe, that's the one.
plenty of them here. And he points, and you look behind, and he's sort of like got mantled up behind his desk. Several different weapons that he clearly has made. There is just a big giant great axe on the wall there. He's like, looking for something like that, are you?
Yeah. That does look like an axe, sure. Again.
Sure, if you wanted a custom pommel, we can do that, no problem.
Oh,
The mandible bit, you wanting that integrated as well, do you?
Yeah, but you can be creative with it. It's more of like it suits me well. That's all I know. I mean, you could maybe like make a decorative or something like that. But
Alright, I can. Yeah, sure, I can do that, no problem. Alright, well, a standard grey taxer costs you 50 gold, but like,
alrighty.
I'd say getting this involved and doing a bit of extra furnishings on it, 65 gold, is that good for you, pal?
Who's with me in the store, by the way?
All of us.
Guys, is that a good deal, you think?
I mean, I'll pay 50 gold towards it out of kindness in my heart / Bados. So I can give you 50 gold towards it.
Alright, so like Sid's eyes light up, and he turns back to the dwarf. And,
You sir have a deal.
Pleasure doing
And
business
that's
with you, pal.
big
It'll
hand.
be done in like a day or two.
Sid looks at his fingers, and one finger goes up, the other one goes up. He looks back at the dwarf, and he goes,
Alrighty then.
So you hand the stick here then, pal, and I'll get to work.
Right.
This is difficult for Sid, but very hesitant. With a big sigh, he hands over the stick with the mandible.
Sid, while he's working your stick, do you want to hang on to the spear? And I hand my spear to Sid.
I mean, I guess I will do. I always have weapons though, and then I just look at my
Big fists, and I flex my arms doing it, like, And yeah, that's about it.
Alright, well, 65 gold on you a return, don't forget it. We'll catch you around, bud.
Guys, can you remember how much that was? I tend to forget.
Was it
65?
65?
Yeah, we'll remember.
I already forgot. Thanks, guys.
Alright, well, you guys exit the store. It's probably mid-afternoon right now. What's next on the agenda?
Do
When?
we stop by the Adventurers Guild while we're just around the corner from it?
You are basically right next to it. This nice, big, complex, all sorts of like little flags on top of it, flying flags of certain, maybe crests of adventurers, whatever they are. You head inside.
While we walk over, I do mention to the team, like, they don't need to reply to it, it's just sort of like something that Sid says, right? I do mention, well, kind of putting my hands on my belly, like,
Oh, all that hard work is making me famished.
Already? We just had lunch, Sid.
Yeah, but not dinner.
We'll have dinner soon. Let's see what the Adventurers Guild has got for us.
So you head on into the Adventurers Guild. There's a couple of individuals in there. You see a like a group of people in some sort of like plate-like armor. You see one guy in the corner with his hood firmly over his head and just sort of like picking at his nails with his knife. There's just the front desk with the same lady that you got previous jobs from, and the notice board next to her. You walking up?
Yeah, let's walk up to the lady.
Oh, hello. What is it you're here for?
Hello, ma'am. We were here a couple of weeks ago. We picked up 2 jobs. We're just wondering if there's any more jobs and maybe something for big adventurers like ourselves. You may have heard of us. We're the Wayward Wanderers. We've done some big things.
Oh, really? Well, I mean, so many adventuring groups, it's hard to keep a track of them these days, but business has been a bit slow. Not many new notices, but there has been one that maybe will take your fancy. She just points over at the board.
Let's go take a look at what's on the board.
So as you walk over to the board, there is just there's a bunch of things that were pinned here previously that have had like the tops of their paper like torn. It's like the pin is still there with just like a top bit of paper, but there's only one complete note still there. It's just and it reads in nice big letters: calling all mercenary and adventurer groups, come and challenge your might at the Ralhathford Grand Arena. And that's all it says.
Sid stands in front of the boards, pretending that he can read.
I use telepathic speech and basically provide the information from the board to his mind, so he actually reads it.
Can I can I tell you guys the internal dialogue that Sid has? With
Go
himself?
for it.
Yeah.
So that's what reading is all about. I knew I could do it.
And I just very proudly turn around and I tell the group that there's a tournament.
Who is there?
Right, that was the thing, right, Dax?
Yeah.
There's no tournament word written on there, but it says, come and challenge your might at the Grand Arena.
Is this one of those boring arenas for don't allow magic?
Mm-hmm.
Guys, there's a tournament going on, and it's calling for the mighty.
And I flex my muscles a little bit, you know.
That does sound very interesting. And it's
I wonder what kind of reward would be in it.
so do I. It's also in Ralhathford, right?
Hmm?
It's in Ralhathford as well.
Oh.
I would like to go to the city.
Me too. I would very much like to speak to the Lord.
Sid's belly is rumbling a bit while this conversation is going on. Can I do a perception check to see if there's any food around?
Go for it, mate.
Just grabbing my sheet 1 second.
Oh, I wish I could make his hands look like meat sticks that he can bite off of.
I'm sure you can with prestidigitation. However you
That would be like a
Yes.
minor illusion sort of thing instead.
Yeah.
So I
I
rolled a
don't
1.
think so.
You did roll a 1. As you look around, you can barely even, your eyes just sort of glaze over and you're just like, the thought of food and how hungry you are is distracting you from being able to see anything. As you sort of, look around and can barely even, take note of the room that you're in, and the rest of you guys are still sort of, looking at the note on the board, you hear a voice from behind you. It's like, oh, is there no more notes? Oh, it's such a bore. As you guys turn around, you see a woman in some black robes with purplish trims, rose-adorned designs, a nice big ostentatious wizard hat, way too big for anything that you've seen before. A very beautiful but older woman who's, you get the feeling, desperately trying to cling to her youth. And you believe probably doing it well for quite a while, but maybe not so well these days. Standing before you is the lady wizard that you first met on your route to Ralnibblegup.
Sid instantly forgets he was hungry. It's out of his mind. It came and it went, alright? Sid approaches the woman, kneels down, looks her in the eyes, and goes,
Madam, it's an absolute pleasure to meet you once again, to be here in your presence.
Oh,
Nice.
have we met before?
Sid blinks a little bit.
Yes, we met before, madam, on the road. We pointed you in the way, you appeared and then disappeared.
That's strange. I don't usually take the roads. Oh, no, I do know. Yes. But I missed my little teleport, and I ended just outside the city. You were the people on the way, yes?
That's right. And I'm holding my jewelry in my hands a little bit, like pulling it out of my. It was tucked in my clothing a little bit, so I'm like, making it appear.
Oh,
So,
it's pleasure
what
to
brings you
meet you all
to,
again. You haven't seen any new notices on the board, have you?
No.
Yeah, it's a real shame. Oh well.
What brings a lady like you to establish a place like this?
Oh, me? Oh, well, the powerful and mighty Magus Magdalena is needed everywhere. I was asked to come here on a consultation for the Lord himself, concerning some magic matters. It was terribly boring and beneath me, though, so I said no.
Oh.
Yes.
I'm sorry to ask, but what kind of things did he want to ask you about magic?
Nothing you need to worry your pretty little head about, dear. Don't you worry. It was frightfully boring and below my skill level. Regardless, I'm in between jobs at the moment. Always going about doing a bit of freelancing. A high-level wizard is always needed, But it's hard to, it's difficult for someone of my stature to find something befitting of me,
So while this is all going on, Sid is still sitting there on one knee, by the way, and he's kind of like turning his head around, trying to follow this.
So you being on one knee, you are still the top of your head is at like
Yeah.
shoulder length with her.
Yeah, that's fine. But I put my fist in front of my mouth and I go,
You said your name was Magdalena?
Yes, Magus Magdalena Mayflower.
Beautiful name that is. I must say, sorry. I just.
Oh, there are many
I'm,
beautiful things about me,
I.
And she turns to you and gives you a wink.
my green skin actually turns red a bit.
Guys, out of character. What if we ask her more about her work we do here? Do you reckon she would be hard to suggest stuff to?
In Magus, the magnificent
Yeah.
Magus. No, it will be really
I
easy.
mean, I think for better advice, do we slyly ask her about like the symbol and see if she's seen it before?
I was thinking more of a, since she said he wanted to ask her stuff about her job or something. I was gonna suggest to her to spill the beans basically about it, and I was wondering whether that would work on her because she does seem a bit more experienced.
Well, obviously Sid has an agenda here, but that wink.
I
just
would
to-
suggest her to love you more.
Well, okay, so that wink totally threw him off, so he's kind of like stumbling over his words right now and not really finding his words as well. So you guys can totally start asking some questions, and I'm just completely flabbergasted while you're doing that.
I mean, she kind of ignored my question, so I don't think she's willing to spill the beans.
Always ask another one. See what happens.
We could also ask her if she's a lost seeker, as Baylor thinks she might be.
Lost Seeker, what's that?
Isn't that the people that Gwen's husband was friends with?
Yeah, I could just take this gun and ask you, have you ever worked with this guy before?
I'd love that.
It's why I'm thinking, like, if we show the symbol, she might realise.
We could frame it as, well, seeing as you didn't work all over the kingdom or the island, have you ever heard of the Lost Seekers?
Yeah, we could also ask her that. I'm actually interested in a bit of her knowledge as well, so it would be kind of. Would you like to ask her that first, or?
Yeah, can do.
Please do so.
Excuse me, madam.
Yes, darling.
You mentioned that you do high-level wizard work all over the island.
All over the world, darling.
All over the world. Wow, that's really impressive. I thought it was just the island.
Oh no, I don't come to this island all that often. It's a rather dreadful place, you know, with all these monsters spawning around everywhere. Hardly get a moment peace and quiet. I did come here a couple times. About 3 years ago. Met a lovely little girl. Rather ill in the head. Fixed her up and sent her on her way, you know. Called me Mage Mom. It was adorable. It's been quite a while since I've been back though, but no, you know, us incredibly powerful wizards are always eagerly sought, and so someone on this island must have obviously heard of my high prestige and asked that I come visit the Lord Dewey himself. Rather repugnant child, if you ask me.
It's worth asking if that person she mentioned was Gwen.
Young girl. That doesn't sound like Gwen.
No, and I don't think Gwen was all that fixed up by the time we
Yep.
met her at least. So either she's not a very good wizard or it wasn't Gwen.
Yeah.
Ma'am, just out of curiosity on your travels on the island and maybe off the island, have you ever heard of a group called the Lost Seekers?
The Lost Seekers? Ooh. And you watch as she snaps her fingers and instantly apparates into existence. Next to it is a little notepad and a giant feathered quill that's purple and sort of like flicks off at the end and starts ready to write notes. No, not darling. What are these Lost Seekers? Some kind
Do I
of group?
trust her?
We don't know what they are. We've just heard the name. Sounds interesting, so we're looking for them.
What did you say, Yangtze?
Do I trust her?
Roll an insight check.
I will be doing that. Never mind.
I'm also wondering if she's actually Rita Skeeter in disguise.
Jesus. So what did you say again? Sorry, Baylor.
I just said to her, no, we don't know who they are. We just heard the name. They sound interesting, so we're looking for them.
Oh,
Being adventurers.
just a
Maybe
name?
they
That's
are
all you've got to go
okay.
off?
That's all we've got to go off.
Well, that's frightfully boring, darling. No, I don't know anything about them.
It's a name and a symbol.
A symbol?
Yeah, I'll just show her the drawing.
Oh. Oh, I recognise this. This was behind Lord Dewey's throne.
Yeah. We've seen it as well.
Yeah,
Do you
it's
know
in
anything of it?
fewer places as well.
Oh, no, but you know, there's all sorts of odd symbology wherever you go. Half the people can't even remember their own roots anymore. Interesting. Lost Seekers. It's a rather interesting name. You sure you don't know anything more about them?
Not really. We might have a way of finding more about them, but that would require a very experienced wizard with knowledge of spells like
Oh, come,
That would-
darling. You already know you're in the presence of one. But tell me, what kind of
No.
people are these Lost Seekers? I want to know. Are they some kind of mercenaries, adventurer groups? What are they?
you really would like to know more of it.
Well, you know, it's always a wizard's imperative to learn more about the world around them. About
Can you
most
speak with
everything,
the
in
dead?
fact.
So, madam, can you speak with the dead? I'm sure someone that experienced as you should be able to.
Speaking with the dead, that is certainly odd request.
I mean, we're still not as good as one high-level wizard would be, and we ourselves can't really do that. But if you
Well,
know,
You know, it is
How?
something that I have heard about people possessing before, though not exactly in my wheelhouse. You know, it's more of those in the light of the divine domain that would, you know, dabble in those kinds of magic. It's not something that particularly interests me all that well. After all, if someone's died, you know, can't have been that good and known all that much, you know, otherwise they wouldn't have died.
you are actually correct. That's
Yes,
rather
I
appealing
usually
to me.
am.
You're very smart, madam.
Indeed I am,
well-
big man. And she looks over at you and gives you a wink again.
Um,
I'm basically Cherry right now.
what kind of powers are you interested in? What powers are you dwelling into?
Oh, all sorts of manners of the arcane, whether it be magical items, long lost histories, anything of the sorts. It's all deeply intriguing to me, and anything that I can increase my own worth and value as a wizard and a valuable arcane asset to anyone who may need it. If they can afford it, of course.
Do you actually trade in any type of magical items and such?
Trade? No. That's for the lowly people
Or
who don't possess
create them.
actual skills. No, I just sort of pick and take random things that I like, whether I find them or I just buy them wherever I wish.
So if you find if you're interested in learning about spells and such, could we make a deal in which if I can show you a spell you've not seen before, would you help Aunt Hanksy out?
You watch as her eyes kind of light up. It's like, a spell I haven't seen before. Well, that certainly would be interesting.
I use telepathic speech on her. How interesting exactly?
Cheap little parlor tricks won't scare me, honey.
Fair.
What kind of a deal are we talking about here?
I kind of look over to Hanksy, what kind of stuff do you want to learn? I can
Just trying
provide a
to-
spell she hasn't seen before, but you know what you want to learn.
Well, first thing first, I'd like to know what was the job that Lord Dewey actually wanted you to do. If it was that beneath your level, maybe we can do it since we're rather inexperienced in comparison to you. And also, as someone that's interested in magic, I'd like to know more. Since you're a wizard, do you know any good places that provide books in this city that might be interesting for one to read?
Within the city? Well, I wouldn't be so sure, darling. I don't come here all that often, and the, let's just say facilities that are available here are not exactly up to my standards. But I could
Fine.
certainly give you pointers here and there that any budding little magician would love to know, and surely would pay
Love that.
plenty for.
So are we going to do
Such
this
as?
then?
I'm trying to figure out whether she's full of shit. So, if you're that experienced and so many things are beneath your level, how can we trust you with that? You haven't really provided us with any showcase of your powers.
Oh, darling, please, I need not showcase my abilities as purely evident and emanating from my very being. Come now.
I do point out, Hanksy, that we saw her teleporting. That's a pretty high level spell.
True.
If you really are the kinds of people that would be so lowly in their arcane knowledge that they would need physical evidence for an evidence of prowess, then you may be the kind of people that might not be worth my time. Surely the ones that aren't capable of showing me some kind of spell that I do not know of.
Okay, Andros, please go on.
Well, we need. You probably would be good to less
Leave the
public,
place. Okay, we could showcase you some abilities you might not possess, but this place is not really safe for it.
Yeah, it's
Like
some
to
mean
leave
spell
with us.
could go wrong because we don't want to.
Right, yes. You know, this is getting dreadfully boring. I was filled with such
promise
promise of you, and then now you're all just, I don't know if you really are amazing, Wizard Magdalena. Come, darling, please.
Yeah, that's fair. I can see why that would,
I'm guessing this is the part where you tell me, oh, it's a very dangerous spell, we need to go outside, we need to go to the alleyway, then you attempt to rob me, and then I kill you all in broad daylight because it's a snap of
you?
my fingers.
No, madam, we would never rob you, someone as gracious and magnificent as you.
Madam,
Oh
you
no,
can
we wouldn't
see.
do that. But
I certainly know
think
that
it
you'd
is
never be
worth-
capable of such a feat.
it is just worth mentioning that it's a summon spell which could turn hostile. So just don't blame us if it does.
Some
Well, I'm
manner
sure
of
somebody of
summon
yours-
spell?
Somebody of your stature, I'm sure, could dispatch it with ease. Anyway.
I mean, of course I would. There's no problem of mine, but, how do I know that you're of any worth? You certainly
Well-
don't have any radiance emanating from you, as I do myself.
Madam, we will defend you. I will defend you with my life. Nothing will happen to you. I promise.
You really are the sweetest gentle giant I've ever seen. She gives you
Well,
another very evident wink.
thank you.
Well, I mean, the hall we're in is pretty big. As long as the Adventurers Guild receptionist doesn't mind us doing it, we can do it here.
If you must, go.
Okay, so just a quick question: Is anyone else other than us and the?
There's the
receptionist?
clerk behind the desk, and there's the adventurer group and the rogue that you saw sat at his table, who are just sort of like, you can see quite evidently listening to this conversation. Like, regularly looking in your direction. You're the people acting and being the loudest in this relatively empty chamber.
Okay, so I just sort of clear an area and just summon a shambler.
So, you step out into a clear area and indicate for people to
Just like
shuffle
that.
out the way. And
Yeah.
do you say anything before
We're
you
still
do
getting
it?
jailed.
I mean, I just sort of wave a hand and point to the floor, and it happens.
So you... Right.
This is the best RP
I
ever.
I could do a performance check if you want me to.
Ooh.
Go on, roll me a
Really
performance check just to see how flairful you are.
Yeah.
Can I get guidance? Sorry.
Yeah, guidance.
Oh, and since she said he didn't radiate any energy of arcane nature, I'd like to use my second this thing to cast some to make him radiate some velvety power out of him to look kind of creepy and all.
Okay.
While this all happens, Sid says to her, with the group kind of notices he's lowering his voice a little bit and squinting his eyes, and he's like, "Madam, we better stay back. We got this."
So as you sort of put your arm in front of her and just sort of almost take a fighting stance, Andros steps out into the clear, gives a big fluorescent bow, whew, and then as he stands back up, takes his hand, looks to the side, and snaps his finger and points down at the floor with his insane performance check. And all of you feel a little rumble as you watch some sort of black Icarus hand pull itself out the floor, a grab to the floor, a second one grabs on the floor, and then a third and fourth one behind it, and it's something starts to lift itself out the floor. You see its elbows, and then you get to see its shoulders, and then it flicks its head up, and it is one giant eye that blinks vertically, with the line being vertical, I mean, so it's opposite to ours, and just sort of stares at all of you as it sort of brings and heaves a leg out of the ground, and then another leg, and then a third leg, and you see as this sort of thing stands there and towers at about 6 feet tall, 3 legs, and sort of this weird meshy body, and once it stands up, you see that the eye goes pretty much from the top of its head to the bottom of its head, and then from the middle of its torso going right down is just this big toothy maw of just moving teeth. The mouth itself isn't moving, but the teeth sort of a ebb and flowing, sort of back and forwards a little bit, and just sort of undulating in a sense, and it just sort of stands there and just
So I attempt to command it just to stay still for 6 seconds.
Okay,
Turn.
roll your d20. And as it sort of lets out this roar, you see as it freezes up, and just stares intimately at each and every one of you, taking stock of all of you. That 6-second command ends, and it starts to...
And I just click my fingers and it disappears.
As you dispel this shamble, it doesn't necessarily disappear, but it's sort of like... It looks like the ground underneath it got deleted. Or like, you know, when you like glitch through the floor in a video game, you just start falling, and it just sort of falls into the ground and then just disappears. You watch as everyone around the room is eyes wide, freaking the fuck out. Pretty much all the plated armor boys had reached for their weapons, one had even drawn it. The rogue sort of like dashed across to the other side of the room and was sort of like backs up against one of the pillars of the room, just sort of like eking around the corner. Meanwhile, Magus Magdalena, as this sort of performance started happening, Cedric, you watch as she sort of like pushed down your arm and started to saunter and walk up to Andros. And it's like, I mean, it is just a summon spell at the end of the day, but that was something extra creepy. Where on earth did you get your powers, young man?
It's a long story.
A long story I might be interested in.
What are you saying?
Well, it's a, you know, I mean, the story's worth more, I think. So, do you think that counts as technically a spell you haven't seen before?
Technically, I'd say no, because all summon spells follow the same sort of pattern of summoning. But that is a monster unlike any I've ever seen, and I would note that it is a monster rather similar in theme as all the mysterious monsters around this island. While this spell certainly isn't new, I would take you up and maybe want to ask you further questions.
Oh, I'm really not that interesting.
Should I be willing to acquiesce to your lady friend here?
I suppose I can answer some questions. Probably best not do it in public, though.
Indeed, it seems we've spooked the locals, as it were, and she sort of like eyes around the room and sort of like very faintly angrily stares at all the people that are gawking at you, including the cleric behind the desk. Cleric is in like, not like a god cleric, but like, you know, an admin cleric. Everyone sort of like stifles themselves and sort of like returns to things. The rogue sort of like swiftly walks out the door and leaves the premises. Come, darlings, I'm sure there's a room around here somewhere. And she walks to the side and opens a door. There's just an oldish looking man with some sort of like scruff, sweeping and cleaning. She says, "Out immediately!" And he just yeah. And he just shuffles out of the room.
On the way out.
You what, sorry?
I gave him one goat on the way out because she was kind of mean to him.
Okay.
Are we sitting down anywhere?
She's standing at the window, looking out. There are some tables and chairs around. You can sit down if you want.
Alright, so very awkwardly, Sip was holding a chair for her to sit in, but she didn't notice, I guess.
I see.
She turns around and sort
I said,
of...
thanks.
She turns around and looks Anxie directly in the eyes. So, ask away then. This intelligence and intellect and pure knowledge is hard to come by. Choose your questions carefully, darling.
Before I ask her anything, I use telepathic speech on Andros. Are you sure it's worth even telling her anything of your background for any knowledge she might possess?
Oh, I'm hoping she doesn't. I mean, this is me responding to Anxie again. I'm kind of hoping she doesn't realise I don't really know a lot of my backstory.
Lovely. Then let's go.
So ask her the questions before she asks hers.
So, the job you mentioned with the lord of the town, what was it exactly? And why did
He asked me for some consultation on, combat magic, which, perfectly capable of is sometimes a little boring to me. He was asking me all manners of questions of defeating giant wild animals and beasts and all that stuff. It's rather below me, so I thought it rather boring, and I just said no, teleported and left out.
I understand. I probably would have done the same if I was you. He wanted to learn magic from you, or you to teach his people
No, more asking,
how it works.
not necessarily that, but more like how much my services would cost, how much it would take me to
Aye.
kill certain beasties and baddies, all this sort of manner of things.
Well, thank you for saying no to him and his ludicrous.
Oh, it's nothing, dear. It was beneath me. I really shouldn't have even been there in the first place. This island is rather weird. The only thing that keeps bringing me back is that lovely girl that called me Mage Mom. I hope I daily see her again. It's rather strange, She disappeared, and every time I try to contact her with a sending spell, I get some sort of static, and she doesn't respond.
She was a child when you met her?
No. Some, young woman.
So she likes to be called Mage Mom?
No. She called me
No,
Mage
it was-
Mom, and I thought it so adorable. It was the most wonderful little thing.
This is out of character.
Yeah, I know.
character,
I'm just so in it that I'm
In
just
it.
responding
Yeah, You did it early as well, like a little bit ago. It's really funny.
in. just getting hooked, man.
Yeah.
Did you lose contact with her? That's rather interesting.
I mean, the last time I saw her was 3 years ago when I was here. Like I said, she was in a frightfully dreadful place, mentally so, and fixed her up a bit, Nothing a little bit of mind magic can't solve. So my favourite things to do. I set her right, set her on her way.
What was she suffering with? Did she lose her husband?
Oh, she was disassociating dreadfully, terribly. I think she'd murdered someone? I don't know. I cared not to look too deep into what was going on, but she was
Do you remember her name?
suffering also from identity. Her name? Oh, come, I must remember. She's gonna have to roll a history check for this. How's that, nat 20? It's rather strange. She didn't really have a name. She kept referring to herself as this me or that me. It was rather a weird affair.
Speaking out of character, it's the shapeshifter guy from the Druids, Jay's character.
Could be, yeah.
Yeah.
100%, yeah. That is
Yeah.
trace.
It must be. Did she actually change her visuals, or did she look the same all the time when she was talking to herself in different me's?
No, she's just a young girl. I only saw her very briefly. I spent probably like a day with her, making sure that she was okay, and sent her on her way. I would have loved to check in with her and have attempted so several times over the past couple of years, but
I believe we've met this person and know where they are if you wanted to.
Oh?
Look up on them.
We might know her, yeah. But
Really? If you do, prove it.
Yeah.
Summon a little minor illusion. You must be capable of such a thing, surely?
Okay, I
cast mine
shapeshift into her.
You shapeshift into her. Okay.
Ooh.
As you use your shapeshifting ability and as your skin starts to bubble and inflate over your other body parts, and then snaps back into the place in the form of Lamien, you see on her face first an initial look of horrific disgust at your transformation and just how ugly and horrific it was, and an instant memory or a facial expression of recollection. That is her. And you're a changeling.
That word, exactly. Okay, do you know more about changelings?
What are you doing here? What's your business? What are
Uh,
your purpose? What are you doing here?
I wish I could answer you that. I found these people, and I've just met people to do stuff with.
You notice that her demeanor changes significantly, and she starts to pace around the room a little bit, keeping a lot of eye contact with you.
You know, the girl you recognized once I changed into her.
Mm-hmm.
She taught me how to change my appearance. I didn't know I was changeling before. That's why I was asking you that many questions and about books. I'm trying to learn more about them.
You
Do you
certainly
know
seem naive
anything?
enough that you wouldn't know. Aww.
Sure.
I mean, I'm
How
sure
could you
if,
have possibly seen this girl? Where did you meet her? Tell me.
I asked Baylor through my telepathic speech whether it's a good idea to tell her anything about it.
I don't know if I want to tell her about the
Okay.
druids in the forest.
Mm-hmm.
we could say we just met him in the woods, not mention druids specifically.
So she's an old friend of a friend of ours, and because of my issues and changing my appearance without knowing what's happening, we we contacted her since she was rather experienced in that. That's how we met her and how we know her. She helped me a lot, and I'm extremely grateful to her. We could definitely arrange a meeting if
I mean, so I interrupt, and we might be willing to tell you more, but I mean, considering your hostility towards Anxie, you've got to understand, we don't know if you truly are friends of her until we confirm.
yeah.
Well, you must understand, darling. Hostility towards changelings is incredibly normal.
Is
No matter
it?
where they go,
Believe me, we've
they are the
killed,
most deceptive,
at least one
conniving
of
of
them.
creatures, planting themselves among society, passing themselves off as other people.
I understand how you might feel about it. I quite frankly didn't know what a changeling was until a couple of days ago. But
Yes, it is painfully obvious how naive you are.
yeah, thank you. I appreciate that. However, I've never known what exactly that word means and that I was actually this or whatever it is. And if you know anything about it, I'd be willing to provide you with more information about the girl if you provide me with more information about what exactly changelings are.
I mean, so just out of character, is it worth mentioning that you don't look like a normal changeling,
Yeah.
like your base form? Like, if you compare it to like the Dirk and
I mean,
Jay's character.
she recognized it as a changeling immediately.
Yeah, I mean, the ability, but your base like form seemed different, which could be relevant.
I guess.
I mean, if anyone's going to know about it, she might.
Also, as you see me transform, you probably notice that. Well, she didn't really notice my regular form, did she?
I don't think you transformed into like your insect
No.
form. I think I can do like a minor illusion to show her if you want to ask.
Yeah. There are a few things I would like to know about what changelings are and the the visual I had when I was unconscious and what would be my base form, I guess. Would you be interested in looking at it and telling me if you know anything of it?
I mean, go ahead and transform. Sure.
I'm not sure I still can, but my friend Andros here can try and show you.
Yeah, I just cast minor illusion to show.
You look at the true form of she looks at the true form of Anxie, and she sort of, I mean, yes, it's a rather standard changeling. They'll sometimes vary in shade, but you look about normal for one. I have heard that changelings of this island are rather different in their
Not from here.
appearances. Yes, that's painfully obvious, dear.
Oh. Okay.
Do you want to know the problem with changelings?
Yeah.
Is that you aren't capable of being something unique, something different. You're
I
only
would've thought the problem would
capable
be, like,
of
finding
mimicry.
places
This person that you are, it's not you, it's someone else.
Yeah. I know.
Whose skin are you wearing right now? What did you do to them?
Right now I'm wearing the skin of the girl you mentioned, and I transform into my previous one. This one, however, is the shape of someone I truly admire and love. Someone that helped me learn everything I know about magic. Is the skin of my teacher.
Oh yes, and I'm sure they passed away oh so tragically in a way that had nothing to do with you.
No, she's quite alive and well. And I miss her dearly. I can't wait to see her again. I don't know many people. I don't have any people in my life, but she showed me everything I know.
Well, it certainly can be the case. You can have a good ripe apple among a rotten bunch. It's not all that common, dear.
So everyone else just evil.
Changelings are really accepted wherever they go. People fear them, and rightfully so.
I see.
Deceptive creatures supplant themselves within societies, killing off, usually, their former hosts, I guess you could say in a way, taking their place. Do you know how terrifying it is to maybe learn at some
you
point?
You froze.
You froze.
Guys, for a second.
Go back 5 seconds.
Do you know how?
Do you know how
you froze.
terrible it is? How terribly frightening it is that you may someday find out that your brother, your mother, or your lover has been a changeling for the past 10, 20 years?
I understand how that would be extremely painful. However, I don't have any relatives to experience it myself.
Yes, I know, you changelings never do, and that's why you take it from others.
Sure. I didn't take it from anyone, however.
I'll believe that when I know for certain.
Okay.
This entire time, by the way, as this conversation's been going on, you've seen this little feather scribbling, like, frantically in this notepad. Very, very fast. Over and over and over.
Quick question, Baylor. Your animal message thing, can they carry anything?
No, they can only take the message.
Like, I was just wondering if there's a way of getting the sending stone thing to the druids.
Not
Dax,
unless we hand it to them.
Mm-hmm.
earlier when she was talking about her magic, did she say mind magic or her magic, basically my magic?
She said mind magic is some of the most
Mind
fun
magic.
to do.
Exactly. So if you're past your negative feelings about my existence and stuff, you mentioned that you are very fond of mind magic.
Yes, I enjoy dabbling in it. Picking at the little strings in someone's brain, righting little wrongs, making them better people.
I see. What exactly can one with your experience teach someone that's basically specified in such magic, but not yet to your level?
What can I teach? Nothing, darling. Arcane arts are something that you learn yourself or you have intrinsically.
Yeah, I understand
All
that.
I'm able to do is
However,
point you in the right direction, maybe have some good references or sources. All the legwork needs to be done by yourself.
yes, could you point me to anything?
Well, you know, I was educated in the Starbound University. Grand City of Pliska, do you know it?
Do I know it?
Roll a history check.
Okay. Sorry, I don't know it. I've lived
It's only
kind
one of the
of
most
sheltered life.
ancient cities on the entire planet, dear. No worries. I had the entire Librarium Infinata at my disposal. I read every single book in there. That'd be a good
Sounds
start for
thrilling.
you. Though I'm not sure they'd let someone of your ilk within their walls.
How would they know though? You didn't know.
No, I was referring to your naive uneducatedness.
Lovely. I did not get that.
I see.
But if it's a university and people go to learn there, if you already have powers and you simply want to learn more about them, why would they reject you for that?
Your powers, did you already have them
Yes.
inherently?
Yes.
So you've
I've
never
always
really,
had them.
you've never done any studying throughout your life of your own, I take it? Every
My
bit of the arcane is just gifted to you, like the oh so special child you are.
sort of. I've also did learn quite a lot from my master, so I've read a few books as well, if you might say that.
Sure. But you've never had
Obviously, we're
any
different.
formal study, I take it.
I don't know if that would be considered formal study. I guess not.
Darling,
no.
I know the answer's no.
Sure.
What is it that you want of me then? I'm losing my patience. Tell me exactly what is it that you want?
I just wanted some pointers. I guess you've given them to me. Thank you.
Go and learn. Find a city with a grand library.
So, speaking out of character, is it worth? So, I mean, I could probably convince her to do us a favor.
Yeah.
Is it worth asking her if she can like teleport us all to the next city we were going to in like a day or so?
It would be nice, I guess.
So save on travel side of things.
I'm wondering something else. She says she changes the way people think, basically, right?
Yeah.
So, what could she do with Dewey and his thoughts on the druids?
I mean, I don't.
I think the Dewey and the Druids thing we could resolve diplomatically more now, especially as the Captain of the Guard isn't whispering in his ear. You know, he seems a bit more receptive to working out, as well as that, knowing that the Druids didn't kill his guys.
Yeah, true.
I mean, so I think we'd need to in that situation. Seems like it's going to work itself out more.
Yeah, I think depending on how long she's still going to be here, because we've got a few more things to do in the city before we leave,
Yeah.
right?
We've got at least 2 more days of work here.
Oh, so ask her, how long are you going to be staying in the city?
Probably not long. There's hardly anything of worth here for me.
And
Sid looks sad.
Outside of maybe some of the more carnal pleasures.
Our friend
she-
might be interested in that.
As she
does that
turns around the room, she sort of like She spins around and turns, but her eyes linger on Sid for just a fraction of a second, and then she goes
She
back
will-
to looking out the window.
God.
I use telepathic speech on Sid and say, she wants to fuck you.
Yeah, I turn red. I mean, Sid turns very red. And in this case, I do know it's your voice, Hanksy.
So I ask, you wanted to ask about like how I learned how to do that, the summon thing you saw earlier.
I know
Could we
you're a
make another-
warlock, darling. It's painfully obvious.
Oh well, yeah. Still
You're
wanted
kind of
more
all. I think you're oh so mysterious. You all follow the same pattern. Oh, I was in a desperate situation, and I begged to a higher power to grant me some of its power. It's also boring. You didn't do anything to earn this. You simply took it. And you don't often know the consequences of your own actions, nor what you even take it from.
That's the interesting thing. I didn't take it. I just kind of woke up and I had it.
Woke up, what was it? You were dying, and then just magically you were alive?
I mean, to some extent, yeah.
She rolls her eyes at you and just... At least tell me when this occurred and where.
I'm actually just trying to think. I have no idea where. Then we established that.
Do you want me to remind you?
If you could, yeah.
It was on your travel from the Demwell Dominion here to Ralverkill. It was on your boat ride. Your ship was attacked,
Oh no.
essentially smashed and shipwrecked. You woke up on the shore with no memory of anything that happened following.
Yes, I was basically relayed that.
Shipwreck. The most generic of one, I find. But it tracks. Close to the island. Maybe the thing that gave you your powers is the same thing plaguing this island. Though I know not what that is. Those are questions lost to time.
I mean, if you agreed to help us out, I could show you one of the dreams I had about it. If that helps. I presume you can detect thoughts.
Is it a dream that's worth my time, though? Warlock dreams are frightfully boring, because they're all the same. I imagine yours went something like, oh, I'm underwater, and there's all sorts of things around me, and I don't understand it, and then there's this big booming voice coming from deeper in the water.
Guys, out of character. I think Sid and her, you know.
Yeah, they are having a night.
Yeah, but like, if she likes me, I could maybe ask her for favors for you guys.
If you remember, yeah.
You know?
Yeah, I'm just a little bit confused. 'Cause, like, after I summoned Vishamba, I think she seemed like she wanted to ask more questions
Yeah.
to me, and then she doesn't seem bothered.
Yeah, she's just so hateful towards sorcerers and warlocks. It's just like showing us how boring we are in the eyes of wizards. I'm walking enjoying it.
Well, it's kind of how she is, right?
Yeah. Well, she's a wizard, isn't she?
I'm dying in character. I'm talking out of character.
I
But-
feel like we should leave Cedric with her and we should all go to Gwen while we still can. Thoughts?
Yeah. Let's see if
Sid?
Sid can get some favors.
Well, Mr. Warlock Man, you're terribly boring. Although it is, I guess, nice to know that there's some sort of Warlock-esque powers within this region that I did not know before, but could have been surmised. It was on the list, one of 4 guesses. Regardless, I grow tired of you all. Except for maybe one. She walks over to you, Sid, and
Yeah.
opens her hand, is like, are you coming?
With one hand, I grab my necklace. I take a deep breath. And I go,
It will be my pleasure, madam.
You hold her hand.
Yeah.
1 second.
They're going to teleport away and that's going to be the last time I ever going to see him.
He's about to have a great time.
She is about to cast... Cedric, she is in the middle of casting Teleport. But teleport
That's
requires you
okay.
to be a willing creature. Are you willing?
I'm more than willing.
With this flash of pinkish lightning, Cedric and Magdalena disappear from the room.
Later, nerds.
Did Sizzle go with him?
Of course, he's with me.
He probably has a cap.
Wait, well, actually, Dax, is
Mhm.
Sissel being left behind?
He could have... up to you.
Well, up to her.
No, this is up to you. Would you have, like... Sizzle is, like, out and on your body and, like, running around at all times. Would
Yeah,
you have,
but
like,
maybe
let
she-
him jump
well-
off? Because you effectively control Sizzle to an extent. Do you want him
Okay.
to have, like, jumped off and jumped onto someone else and left you to teleport on your own?
Hmm.
He probably has a familiar sit, so it's fine.
Oof,
Oh,
oof,
before he heads off as well, I just hand him one of his sending stones.
Nope.
Okay.
You do not
Yeah,
get
you
the
don't have
chance.
to that.
They are gone
Yeah.
instantly.
Oh man, that's so difficult. Because I'm like, maybe she wants the privacy, and obviously she knew I have a familiar with me. She's that keen, but you know,
I mean, it could be all she just wants to, like, dissect
it would
him.
almost be kind of funny to, you know, Sissel's just standing there all of a sudden on the table or something to be like, the fuck, you know? But do I want Sissel with me? Hmm. Yeah, I think my intentions are so solely focused on her. Like, my brain is not thinking of Sissel. I don't have the capacity to think about Sissel in that moment. So I think I accidentally leave Sissel behind because of my intentions.
Yeah, okay. He can stay with us.
Not sure if Sissel will like that though, but that is the most in character move that's being made here.
So I poof away and this is to very confused dragon sitting on the floor.
Precisely. Oh no. Poor Sizzle, but that's what happened. I'm sticking with it.
Okay. Let us briefly cut away from the Adventurers Guild for a second then. Because Cedric, you and Magdalena teleport into a different room. This room is sort of like a parlor / living room. You see all manner of very fancy leather seats, a small coffee table in front of a fire. You see bookshelves spanning an entire wall of the room. It's a very nice, big, vast room. There are big stained glass windows with giant purple curtains with lots of little gold tassels and everything. Everything is like pristine in how it's all exactly clean and just like prim and proper in every kind of way. Flowers everywhere, adornments, pictures and tapestries on the wall of like the most gorgeous sort of like rose pictures that you've ever seen. And you both step off where you teleport into. On the floor beneath you is a bunch of like etched runes in a circle, some sort of like magical in some sense, you don't know.
Obviously.
Right.
Right.
Boring mages aside, you.
Me.
Well, come on then. She snaps her fingers and she casts telekinesis. You feel something grab you and sort of like lift you up off the ground. Are you resisting in any kind of way?
Nope.
She spins you sideways and just sort of, come now, and flicks her finger in a direction, and you start to fly at like a, not exactly slow, but not exactly fast pace towards a door. Your head just bonks on the door, and it opens it. You take 4 points of bludgeoning damage
Come
as she just
on,
sort of
alright.
flings you into the door. and you float into a bed chamber where the telekinesis takes you over this big, giant bed, bigger than any bed that you've seen before, with giant four posts at all end and curtains adorning it in every direction. The telekinesis poof, drops you onto the bed, and you then feel as it starts to pull your clothes off. Are you resisting in any kind of way?
No, but once my clothes off, I do a quick sniff in my armpits. And I look at her, I just accept it.
She saunters into the room. As you see, she snaps her fingers, and all her clothes start to... they don't, like, come off as in, like, they come off over the top. You watch as, like, sort of the threads on, like, all down the middle separate, and they just fling off of her and then rejoin, and then floats to the other side of the room. She saunters over to you. You see as she mutters something to herself, snaps her finger again, and she starts to float ever so gently. She is now completely naked in front of you as she sort of floats up towards the foot of the bed. You see as her hair starts to float and just sort of like gently glides herself over to you. Oh, I do like them so big and dumb. Awfully predictable. Anyway, come now. And snaps her fingers. Roll me...
Mm-hmm.
Roll me a Constitution saving throw. Ooh!
How am I rolling another one tonight? Like, all my rolls have been ones.
Okay.
Yeah.
So...
Okay.
Can you also roll me a performance check?
Oh, please, for the love of God, please. Please, please, please.
We'll get another one.
Okay.
It's about to come prematurely, isn't he?
He absolutely does. Sid,
Oh, come on.
before, like, she sort of, like... You see as she sort of, like, floats over top of you, and you're just... What are you doing on the bed at this moment? Sorry.
Well, I'm not talking, alright? I'm not a talkative fucking guy. Unless I have jokes, but this is not a jokey moment. I am there in the moment, as physical as I fucking can be. I'm a physical fucking guy, right?
Yeah.
I just go with the flow.
So-
I go with the moment, and I'm just enchanted by her. And all I can think about with my kind, bold heart is that I just want to please the fuck out of her in a literal sense.
Physically, how are you sort of, like, situated on the bed? Are you, like, in some kind of pose? What are you doing?
I am taking the lead, which is quite daunting because I'm big as fuck. But at the same time, I'm also very gentle.
So, as you try to take the lead and move at all, you feel something pin your arms and legs down into the bed as she sort of, like, slowly lowers herself on top of you and glides.
I find
On
this
top of you.
very, very arousing. To my eyes. Okay, go on. We're in it now, okay, brother? We're doing this.
You then come instantly, and
No build up. All right then.
you rolled a nat
yeah.
1, brother. I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
I know. Yeah. So
Is there blood coming out of his nose? Sorry.
He's blushing incredibly hard, and whilst you certainly are looking the part, you've not been able to fulfill the part, and she sort of just looks at you and says... she casts prestidigitation and waves away the refuse.
so I tell her. This is.
Shush, darling, I don't need you to talk. She casts silence on you.
Oh my god.
She then
Can she
says...
detect my thoughts or anything? Like, this is my first time for sure.
She then says, I'll be back when you're ready again. And you watch as she teleports away instantly, and you are just left there in the room with the door now closed and locked, pinned to the bed, and that is where your scene ends for now.
I am.
Oh,
This is devastating. Are you fucking kidding me?
yes.
Are you fucking kidding me? Come on! This is so evil.
Oh no. I mean, you rolled a 1.
I did roll a 1.
5% chance, Scup. Unlucky.
I did roll a 1. I mean, it makes sense because I'm a virgin. And
Called it.
It absolutely makes sense, and it also makes sense for her to kind of just be like, "Okay, fuck this." But I was kind of hoping to get another chance, do another roll, and go for round 2. But
I mean, you're
Guess
still in
not.
there. You might get a second chance.
And it's
All
still early. I'm still planning.
It was very funny. Two bros, basically, RPing a sex scene
I wouldn't have
with
it
each other.
with anyone else.
um,
Scup, my darling. It was always meant to be.
we're never talking about this to any other guildies ever, right?
Kinship.
You're lying.
Okay.
You're
Yes,
lying,
you
right?
are.
You're actually.
So,
I see a video.
we come back to the Adventurers Guild.
Shall we take a little break? By the way, I'm gonna.
Yes, let's take a break. That's a good shout.
Sid needs a break.
Oh, poor
Please,
fella.
no, yeah. It is what it is, guys.
Scup needs to go take a walk and let the blood come back to his brain.
It makes sense. It does.
Oh. Alright, quick break. I'll be right back.
Getting sucks as well, BRB.
What the fuck, guys? What are we doing?
What?
What are we doing?
What do you mean we? Most of us are just sitting here watching.
I said I thought a pretty good idea to set up set up the whole situation, and yeah, that's how it turned out.
What are we doing? Well, that's on you, buddy.
I mean, it kind of feels like it's not me, weirdly enough. I'm so into the RP that I'm just like, no, this all just makes sense.
We all now can dislike her. Even Sid.
Well, it depends if Sid tells us not. But we're obviously not there.
Yeah, but he can still maybe dislike her. He was left, behind after his embarrassing
It would
situation.
be funny though when he it does come back, like watching him try to lie about it. If we pick up on it.
He's gonna lie about it for sure.
Or would he just brag about it?
I was so good, guys. We were done in like 10 seconds.
Oh man. I was not expecting this to go this way.
Well, at least you got some useful info, I see. The whole shaking thing.
At least Andres and I are now, down to earth again, because we were basically told that we're boring and naive and not good enough.
Well, I thought I could summon nice and spooky monsters. Something, I guess.
Hey, Scup, check your DMs, please.
I mean, Dax, you should have asked him on a day before that,
Probably.
not after.
Yep. This is probably the sort of thing that definitely should have been asked about beforehand, but I think Scup's the one person that I know well enough to know that this was something that didn't need to be explicitly asked for. It was very fun though.
I mean, rolling a natural one is sort of
That's
thing.
brutal, dude. I sort of just made it up in the moment, but in my mind the
Just a thought as well. Like, doesn't he have an inspiration?
that's a good shout actually. He doesn't.
Oh, doesn't he?
Jesus. Oh, okay. Scuppy, you back, buddy? Seems not. He might have been attacked by the puppy. Oh, so how are you guys doing?
In a second. Sorry, I was eating.
Sorry.
Feeling so good about my character, and then this wizard lady comes here and shits on it. I'm feeling great, it's fun.
I mean, to be fair, wizards are known to be like that.
Yeah, I expected it.
Yeah. And being an accomplished wizard, I think even more so.
Yeah. And she still didn't really show us anything but her teleportation skills.
I mean, we just need to get multiple people who can cast cast silence, and then we can just attack her. Just need one silence to take the counter spell that she was going to cast, and then another one to use on her.
Teleport is a 7th level spell, by the way.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, what level does the mage matter if they're silenced? It's going to end up being a -1 strength slapfest again.
We can probably do really well against her in the arena, where we were going with Kylos.
Or I know what you could do, Richard. which would work in combat and really throw off. So use your telekinesis suggestion thing because of wizard's scale based on is it int?
Yeah.
So it's a wisdom saving throw, so there's a higher chance of it succeeding. And what you do is you make it so that anytime she uses a verbal component spell, she says, wrong letters. She says it.
Hmm. Or I could have suggested her to forget that she's a wizard for 8 hours.
I mean, the problem is, it's the whole you can't be actively harmful, and if she's in combat, that kind of counts.
Oh, she would have been in combat. I
mean,
guess.
presumably she's going to shortly afterwards be in combat, yeah.
When you cast Suggestion, Anxie, isn't it a con save for them?
I think
Sorry, a
it's
charisma
wisdom.
save.
Let me check. It might be, yeah.
Let me check as well. I mean, I've also got suggestion. It's a wisdom saving throw.
It's a wisdom, yeah.
Oh, okay. I thought for some reason it was charisma when we were doing it before, but it didn't matter
It was
anyway because
something
he got a natural one at the end anyway.
I think some other check was a charisma based, not this one.
Oh, okay.
Yes, I mean, there's two of us who can cast it, so we can try twice to get a good roll.
Yeah.
Also says the suggestion must sound achievable and not involve anything that would obviously deal damage to the target or its allies.
Yeah, it's one thing he just not be able to speak for 8 hours work.
Yeah, that wouldn't really cause any damage. But yeah, I was trying so hard not to shit on her. I was like, be respectful to your elders, be respectful to your elders.
Scup, are you here? He must be really getting puppy attacked right now. Oh,
You
well.
broke him.
I think he might just be crying in a corner.
He is! He's fucking stomping. Oh, there you are. Okay. So.
Yeah.
You, Scup, check your DMs in the meantime, but we return to the Adventurers Guild right after Magdalena and your ally, Cedric, have just disappeared in a flash of pink lightning.
So we see that Sizzle got left behind, and Bale, I guess.
Sizzle sort of jumped onto Baylor's shoulder as Magdalena was approaching Scup because he was not liking it.
Don't worry, Sizzle. He'll be fine. He'll be fine.
So, Gwen?
Yeah, we can go check on her.
Yeah. Let's stop at the cleric at the desk. Just ask if she's heard of the Lost Seekers, or if she can ask around if anybody's heard of the Lost Seekers, and let us know. And let's head to Gwen.
I should also probably apologise for summoning a Shambler in the main hall.
Maybe.
Okay. You head on out, and the clerk behind the desk is like, hello.
Hi, ma'am. Just wondering if you've ever heard of a group of adventurers or anybody called the Lost Seekers.
No, I have not. But
Do I trust her?
can you please not ever summon anything in here ever again?
I apologise and just explain how it wasn't real. I'm just an expert in illusion magic.
Oh, Lucian. I was so close to screaming for the guards, you have no idea. Oh, okay.
Yeah, just an illusion. Nothing to worry about.
Right. No, I've not heard of the Lost Seekers. Sorry.
Would you be so kind as to maybe ask around anybody who's been coming to this Adventurers Guild for a long time, like 10 years plus, maybe might know of the Lost Seekers? And we'll pop it around again in the future and just check in with you.
Sure. I mean, I'll keep an eye out. Yeah.
If you do find any legit information, I'd be willing to part ways with 10 of my gold coins.
Yeah. Thank you. Sorry, I'm just a little flustered.
I can imagine, but don't worry, it was just illusion magic, nothing to fear. All right, thank you for your time.
Take care.
Right, let's head to Gwen.
Alright. You go out, and we are heading over to Gwen, who's up here. It's only probably like an hour's walk, but you make it to Gwen's house without an issue.
Knock on the door.
You hear oh, and someone hurrying to the door, and as the door opens, you see Gwen in a nice-looking sundress that you guys had bought her a while back. Oh, it's you lot again.
Hey, Gwen.
Hi.
You look great.
Thank you. Come on in. And she leads you in. The house is now really nicely decorated. You see, there's been a couple changes since last time. Some little things up here and there. Please take a seat.
Thank you.
I was hoping you would come by again. It's nice to see you all.
Good seeing you too, Gwen. And you're looking good. Your house is looking great.
Thank you. It's all thanks to you. I still can't underestimate how much you've done for me.
We saw someone who needed help, and that's what we do.
Well, then you're good people indeed.
We really just wanted to check in and make sure you're doing okay.
Yeah, I am. Days aren't easy, but they're a lot easier than they were. And there's happiness to be found in that, I think.
Good.
I'm glad you came by because I remembered something. When I would and Randy would talk and rant so much about, his hobby work, whatever it was. I told you before that he was part of a group called the Lost Seekers.
Yeah.
I think he would regularly correspond with them, travel around, meet them. Sometimes they'd come here. I can't remember anything about the members themselves, but I do remember that Randy said a lot that the only reason that the group existed is because they had a sponsor. I think his name was Terry, and he lived in Settleton. I've really been racking my brain to try and remember anything to be of use, but that's all I've got. I'm sorry.
Settleton, you say?
Settleton, yeah.
That is just north of here.
Yeah.
All right. That's very helpful. Thank you very much, Gwen.
So, what have you guys been up to then?
Adventuring stuff. We've Freed a man wrongly imprisoned.
Oh, I mean, you're just going around doing good deeds everywhere. I did hear about a terrible attack that happened in Edgewood.
Yeah, we dealt with it.
That was you!
Mhm.
Oh my... Oh... I heard there was a giant monster like 20 feet tall, smashing all the buildings and killing everyone.
You know, Gwen, since we became friends with you, and we will be checking on you every now and then, we stumbled upon this sending stone that we can communicate with once per day. Would you be interested in getting it from me and keeping in touch with us? If you remember anything else.
Oh, yeah, I'd like that a lot.
I give her the sending stone I received from Fallon.
She takes it and like sort of like bows profusely, and she's, thank you. Again, this is another debt that I'm not sure I'll ever be able to repay to any of you.
Have you managed to find work?
Well, I was always just picking up odds and ends here and there for the elderly around the city. I'd like to go and do their shopping runs and everything. Some of them found it difficult to trust me, but some of them are at least a bit more trusting now than they used to be. Yeah, just thank you once again.
I just thinking out of character. We could put a good word for her at the inn. See if they've got the job she can do.
Yeah, we can do.
Give them enough gold.
Also, out of character, would you guys... should we get her to stay with us tonight? Or do we just check on her and leave?
I think just check on her and leave.
Okay. I guess no more sex scenes.
No.
Oh,
No, I
Lord.
mean, you could just be like, yeah, you and Anxie just leave and just. without
Yeah,
letting them know.
actually, I just want to go for a walk. Let them catch up.
Yeah, we both just cast invisibility and walk off.
And just stay in a corner looking at them.
Are you actually doing this?
Compelling, but I'm pretty sure Baylor is not doing anything.
Hey, I mean, like, regardless, you can still do it and force him into this roleplay. It'd be funny, but, like, I just want to know, because you're actually going to mark off a spell slot if you do.
Okay, well, probably not going to cast invisibility, but I just mentioned, like, I think I might have to have the stove on, and I just leave.
Yeah, I think he needs help with it, guys. Nice seeing you, Gwen. Take care. And I leave. as well.
Baylor, you watch as your two companions sort of just, like, stumble out the building. Even Sizzle flies off with Anxie, and sort of, it's just you and Gwen left in her now nice little home.
What is tonight's session? Jesus fuck. Alright, no,
Don't
go
throw
on.
one.
Yeah, go on.
Where did they go? Did I say something wrong?
I don't think you said anything wrong, Gwen. I'm not sure where they went. They just left.
Well, regardless, it was very nice to see you all again.
Good seeing you too, Gwen. We just concerned, want to make sure you're okay. And
you.
this information about the Lost Seekers is definitely very helpful. Like we said to you, we think that Randy was doing good work, and we're hoping to continue that work.
He's a very smart guy, and I knew that whatever he was doing was gonna be important. I never thought that I would ever have to do anything about it. So I didn't remember, pay attention as good as I could have. But, I'm glad that someone's taking up his mantle, so to say.
Yeah, I imagine others have been carrying on with the work if you said you're a member of the group, the Lost Seekers. So we're hoping to meet with them and see what we can assist with or what we can learn.
I don't think I've spoken to any of them since Randy left. I'm not even sure if they know that Randy never came back.
Well, don't you worry about that. We'll find them.
Okay. I'd like to know how it all goes.
We'll keep you informed, but you've got the sending stone now, so
So how does this work? And she just holds it up,
So-
looks at it, confused.
once a day you can use the stone to send us a message.
How do I use it?
You just speak into it. And it will deliver the message to the other stone which we have with us.
Oh, she just has the sending stone, she just holds it up to her mouth. Hi, this is Gwen. I'm testing if this works. Okay. Bye? And she just pulls it away from her mouth, and glow fades in and then dissipates. Andros, you feel a on the in your backpack.
I pick up the sending stone.
As you pick it up and sort of hold it closer to you, you hear that message played to you.
We can't answer though. We've already used it today.
No, it's a back and forth once per day. So she can send one, you can send one.
What did she send, sorry, again?
No, we used it earlier with Pawan.
Yeah, but so I mean, once the connection's established, it can be back and forth, a bit similar to your telekinesis. I think.
No, it's a one single message spell per day.
Yeah.
Oh, isn't it? Okay, well, we can't respond then.
So Gwen, you might not get the response from them, just thinking, because the stones can only send one message to each other per day.
Oh, okay.
And
Did I do it
we've
right?
already used you did it perfect, but we've already
Okay.
used the other stone to send a message today.
Right.
So that's why you won't get a response, but you're welcome to test it tomorrow when the stone's fresh.
How? She just scratches her head. How does the stone know that it's a new day?
It's a good question, and if I was any smarter about magic things, I'd be able to tell you. But I don't know how the stone knows.
Huh.
And just-
so naive.
You can only send a 25-word message, so you can't send a long message, short message, basically of 25 words just to check in.
Okay. I'll keep that all in mind.
All right.
Thank you once again, for everything.
You're welcome, Brent.
She just
Yes,
sort of
yeah.
stands there in the room, just sort of looking kind of coy and. Just...
I'm going to get up and make my way to the door.
Okay. Thank you, Baylor. It was nice seeing you again.
Good seeing you too, Gwen. And again, thank you for telling us about Terry. We'll definitely be finding him soon.
Okay. All right.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
And you hear the door get locked behind you. You two, where are you standing?
I think
Oh, outside the door.
Just right outside?
Yeah.
Okay.
At least me and Cecil.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just more like further out on the street.
You guys just left me in there with her.
God, you're quick.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Did you
But-
roll a 1 again?
Yeah, but you left me all alone. It was really awkward, guys. It was really awkward.
I thought you were used to it. Guess not. Shall we go then? We need to pick up stuff from Fallon.
Yeah, best we head over.
Yeah. What time is it? Is it getting dark yet?
I'd say now it's like late afternoon. Starting to become late afternoon. You've still got probably like 4 or 5 hours until darkness.
So Fallon is right close to the inn. So if we can go back to the inn, book some rooms for the evening, maybe do an early dinner, and then go meet Fallon.
Oh, we could just do Fallon first, couldn't we?
He did
Yeah,
say in
good.
the evening. didn't he?
Sit appear again, so leave with them booking until as late as we can.
Doesn't it take 4 hours to get to Gwen's, or was it from somewhere else?
It's
Not
like
from
2
the
hours from your inn to get there.
Ah, okay, cool.
Didn't Fallon say we should come in the evening?
He did. He said, "Come by tonight."
Yeah.
Yeah. So we'll have to kill a bit of time.
We do have to take showers, guys. We stink.
Yeah.
Let's go get get clean and eat something, and then we can go pick up the stuff.
Yeah, that's
Sounds
fair.
good.
You make your way back to the Lord's Garden. Just again taking in the genuinely brilliant atmosphere of this tavern. Just incredibly peaceful and really tranquil. A very sort of like, feels almost like a distant world from the busy city that you step out into every day. You guys head up to the back of the building where there is the washroom. You guys take off all your clothes, put them in the little prestidigitation boxes, and they slowly start to clean themselves. You guys all gonna like jump in the communal bath and chill and talk about what's happened or something?
Fully clothed. Yep.
Oh, you're jumping in fully clothed? Okay.
Yep.
Like us invisibility again.
Alright.
I'll just jump in.
Just Baylor with his tackle, just jumping in. Alright.
Yeah.
It's a nice big warm
Nature
bathtub
man.
that's constantly like recycling new water all the time, and you guys take a moment and just bathe. Let the steam run over your face.
Beto doesn't have that kind of shame or sense of shame.
Ah,
Mine's
makes
not a
sense.
shame. I'm just washing my clothes at the same time. It's just smart, guys.
That is efficient.
There's the magic machine which washes the clothes.
Yes, and I'm the magic machine here.
She does have the same spell.
Yeah, true. Do you guys think Sid's okay?
I don't know, but if we never see him again, can I get his cut?
Can we share?
Yeah, we
Yeah,
I've
we'll
been-
we'll split it evenly then. Yeah, that's fair.
I took some care of Sizzle now, so I think I deserve something little. Is he
Oh.
still with us in the bat place?
Sizzle, yeah, he sort of like climbs onto your shoulders, and he sort of like tucks into your neck real close, and you hear in your head, "Where's Sid?"
He's probably getting lucky, little man. He's gonna come back in a bit. I'm sure of it.
I'm getting worried.
If he doesn't come back soon, we'll go pick him up. I promise.
He's never been gone before.
Oh, it's a good point. Like, where? We don't know where he is.
I'm just trying to make the lizard stop talking, guys. Who knows? Maybe he's dead. Like, let's keep in mind that my character couldn't care less.
Sizzle looks up at you with some sort of like worry, but a sort of trust behind his eyes. He's like,
I pat his head. Basically. Yeah.
"I'm sticking with you." He sort of like dives into
Lovely.
your soaked cloak.
I used a diplomatic speech on Andros and I was saying, out of this situation, I might get a dragon pet. That's kind of cool.
Yeah, I mean, if he doesn't come back as well, you can have a custom-made battle axe as well.
I don't think I'll be able to use it, you know. It's probably very heavy.
Oh, you could just like have it on your back to like intimidate people.
That's true.
You guys are such dicks.
Wow in the butt and Caesar is on my arm. I transform into Cedric.
So as your skin inflates and snaps back, but green, you're considerably bigger than you're normally used to, and it's like a bit weird moving your arms around. And Sizzle's sort of like, Cedric? Where did you go? Why are you back? How did... I don't... You hear it in your head.
It's not him, buddy. I just wanted to make you feel more comfortable until he comes back.
Oh. That's creepy,
It's
stop it.
temporary. Oh, okay. God damn it. Go back to my usual self.
You watch as Sizzle sort of like jumps and dives out into the water and starts sort of like swimming with his two little like front and back legs and swims over to Baylor.
We knew that was coming.
Hey, little guy.
Hey. Everybody's weird.
Why are they weird, dude?
I don't know.
I just ask you, why is everyone talking to that dragon? My character doesn't realise he talks back.
So it's talking mentally exclusively, but like you're responding verbally to him. So yeah, you are picking up that they are having a conversation.
I was
Yeah,
talking
but
mentally to
what I
it.
mean
Oh,
is
you were talking mentally,
dragon,
okay.
The dragon's never talked to me, so I've never. I don't know that he can do that.
Technically,
I
you
was
only
thought-
hear Baylor.
Yeah, that's what I mean. I always just thought Cedric was odd. Talk to himself.
So, Andros, the dragon actually speaks, and he's quite intelligent, actually.
Okay, that's interesting. Is it a good idea for a dragon to be near water?
I'm sure he'll be fine. You are going to be fine in water, right, Sizzle?
You watch as Sizzle looks up to you and he sort of jumps and like flies and dives down into the water and sort of like swims in like a little circle under the water.
Yeah, Andros,
I take that as he'll be fine.
He'll be fine.
As he
Wow,
comes
this
up, he
is
he tries to take off, but his wings are like wet, and he just tries to flap them, but they're like just too soaked. So he swims back over to Baylor and climbs on his shoulder and starts to shake off.
While we're speaking about dragons, guys, we've got another little pseudo dragon we need to deal with at some point.
We could, once we're done with everything else we have to do in the city. Maybe tomorrow evening.
I think it should be the last thing we do in the city. Get that
Yeah,
done.
exactly. I'd like to be able to leave the town if something bad happens.
Yeah. So we've got a plan for the rabbit. That's going to Anatoly.
And the turtle is going to the inn.
We have to confirm that with him, all right?
I just thought something very funny. I just wonder if there's any way of us arranging this. You know, Anatoly's expecting a rabbit. Is there any way we can convince that druid that's a giant rabbit to turn up instead?
I don't think.
I don't think it's safe,
although I
but it
like
would
what
be
you
funny.
Yeah,
Um,
so I mean, the turtle, we need to just confirm with the inn, but we can do that tonight.
Yeah, we can check with him. And then the cats. We're just letting them go free in the city, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sure they'll be fine. You can ask them as well, I guess.
Yeah, I can ask them. What if she's got more animals since we were last there? we kind of want to deal with everything in one swift move.
We can take them with us and then figure it out on the way to the next city.
All right.
I hope
Uh,
she doesn't, though, because it would be harder.
It would. And on the next city, how do you guys feel about this? What sounds to be like a tournament?
Well, that's a question. Do we go east to the tournament thing, or do we go north to the town that Gwen mentioned?
I feel like we should probably go north to the town that Gwen mentioned, because the other one has an arena, which would be fun if we want to go fight people. But I do feel like the town north of us is a bit more connected to our story.
It is. I have other reasons for wanting to go to Ralhaford as well. Not
I
just the
mean, we
tournament.
could always just go to Valhav and then go to Silton. It's not that far. It's not like we're going out of the way.
Yeah. I forgot there was another reason to go there, sorry.
Yeah, if there's
No,
another reason
don't
to
worry.
go, we could go there first. It's closer.
I think it's only a day away.
Are you asking me or?
No, I'm just in our conversation in the tub.
All right.
Oh, we were talking it up. Holy fuck, sorry.
Yeah, I think it's only a day away. And if we stop in there, we could see what the tournament is all about. And if it seems like it's
We're done.
worth doing, we could maybe consider taking part.
We could.
But for me, I really want to talk to the Lord about Dewey. As Luther's mentioned, the druids don't only keep people out of the woods, they keep what's in the woods in the woods. And if the druids weren't there, that could spell trouble for... It could spell trouble for most of the island. There's some scary things in the woods. The giant spider.
A giant
5 times the
lion.
size of the one we last fought. That would tear Edward apart.
Yeah. We should most definitely check with the Lord.
Yeah. Depending on how that goes, we can potentially speak to the Lord in Dragon's Rest as well as Relvin. But yeah, we can stop at Settleton before we go that far north.
We would probably have to go up north because of Zini as well.
Yeah. I don't think we're going to find much help for Zinni in this city.
No.
Maybe Halford could be more helpful. I'm not sure. I've never been.
Me neither. We can check.
We can check.
In the meantime, what's happening with Cedric?
Are you asking me?
Yeah.
I ain't telling you.
So he won't show up soon, is that it?
I will neither confirm nor deny. You don't know what's happening.
Okay. So shall we get ready and go to Fallon's now? It's probably time.
Yeah, let's get ready. If it's too early, we can grab a quick bite to eat, and then
Yeah,
head
let's
out.
head there. We want to make sure we get there before we leave the city.
Yeah.
So you heading out now?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Right. As you leave the building, the A nice deep golden light is shimmering across the sky. People are settling down, heading back to their abodes. And you walk a little eastward towards Fylin's house. Only takes you like 20 minutes to walk there. And, like I said, 20 minutes, you end up at the front of his house. You can see a light on inside. But things are relatively quiet around here.
Knock on the door.
Fallon opens the door. Hey, come in. And shepherds you all inside quickly. What a fucked up day. Yeah, we're skipping town. We're heading over to Southport. Get new jobs, do new things. We just don't want to be here anymore.
Yeah, I get that. How's Luther's doing?
I don't know. He, is really distant. Doesn't want to talk about what happened. Doesn't seem like Luthus is there. It's a hard thing to deal with.
Just a thought, that mage person.
Yeah.
Like memory magic stuff.
Was thinking the exact same thing. We can tell Fallon about her. Maybe he can get in touch and ask her for help.
Yeah, it's worth mentioning. The option.
We don't know exactly what happened to Luthus, but what we do know is Marvick, the captain who instigated his whole arrest, has been arrested himself for treason.
Yeah.
We're not sure Dewey was aware of what was happening to Luthus. We're going to see Dewey tomorrow to make sure that he is made aware of what Marvick was doing.
Yeah, I heard you guys are going and cashing in some big reward, huh?
Yeah, you may have heard, it seems everybody's heard about it, so you may have heard there was some trouble in Edgewood.
Save the whole damn town.
Yeah, that was us.
Good on you.
Just doing our thing, I suppose. Saw trouble, handled trouble.
But, considering everything that's gone on, and from what Luthus has told us, you guys are the reasons he got tortured. You're not getting your full reward from us. Here. The javelin's yours. We're keeping the gold. We need to start a new life. You've got
How
plenty
much
of
was the
money
boat?
anyway. It was 500 gold that was previously agreed.
I don't think we're the reason he got tortured. We spoke to Dewey to try and free him, which resulted in him getting tortured. But I'm not going to argue with you. My
You
side
can
kept that.
you can keep your goat or whatever you want to do. However, it's not our fault that your nephew got tortured. The captain was the one that decided we were in cahoots with the druids and started questioning us, and then your nephew and you can believe whatever you want.
I hope
However-
that you saying that helps you sleep better at night. Here's the javelin. And get out, please.
I hurt him so bad.
I'm gonna just turn around and walk out.
Baylor leaves the building. Are you two going as well?
Yeah, I head out as well.
Yeah.
The door closes behind you, and you are in possession of a new magical weapon. Streets are quiet. There isn't much going on. What would you like to do?
Let's go have a drink.
Let's go have a drink.
Back to the Lord's Garden?
Yeah.
Can't believe we're getting blamed for something we didn't do.
Yeah. Me neither, but the people in the city seem a bit strange. They seem to like throwing blame around like that.
Just unfair. Doing something nice for someone, basically saving their life, and then being blamed for the sole reason they were in danger. Without doing anything wrong. Lovely. I guess not everything's fair after all.
Okay, it's not.
Hmm?
The robot voice said it is not.
Okay. You make it back to the Lord's Garden. You guys order a drink for yourselves. There's a somber air. It's been an odd day, to say the least. Is there any conversations you guys would like to have before you turn in for the night?
Do you want
Um,
to ask about the turtle?
Yeah, let's check in with the reception about the turtle.
Go to the front desk and there's a regular woman looking a little tired. Hi. Oh, sorry. What can I do for you?
Miss, we asked about a week ago about how you guys would feel about a turtle.
Oh,
You got it.
yeah, the turtle, yes. It's been cleared with the manager. You can bring the turtle by any time. He thinks it'll be a nice addition to the garden.
Fantastic. Thank you very much.
Oh,
And out of
okay.
interest, are there any job openings?
Not that I've heard. Are you looking to get a job here?
No, not me.
Right.
We were just looking into any jobs for Gwen.
Oh, the poor girl you brought here for a couple of days.
Yep.
I hope she's doing better. Oh, I mean, if she's feeling up to the task, there's probably a cleaning position around the place that can maybe be offered. Is that sort of like what you're inquiring about?
Yeah, we'll let you know if the option is there.
Okay.
Thanks.
Alright, yeah, sorry, my head's somewhere else today. Thank you. Any other conversations to be had, or are we long resting?
While all that's transpiring, I'm simply laying on a table, being completely bummed out I couldn't hurt the people that made me angry earlier. And would probably just pass out on the table.
In the restaurant?
Yep.
Okay.
You wonder why people don't like changelings.
Yep.
I don't know if I want to go to bed. I'm kind of worried about Sid.
Okay.
So
I mean, that's fair, but like, what are we supposed to do?
We can't do anything. I feel like we should wait till the morning and then start, searching for him. Go to the Adventurers Guild, ask about where the lady is staying, such things.
yeah.
Or maybe we can ask the woman that's working here whether there is such person residing in the Ward's Gardens. Maybe she's staying here.
Maybe. All right. May as well head to our rooms then. I want to see if I can spot any owls.
There's a couple nocturnal birds up in the sky, yeah.
I'd like to send some messages.
Roll me an animal handling check. Okay. You just sort of out into the night, catch the attention of a couple of the birds up there. And they fly down and now sort of, one's resting on your shoulder, one's resting on the windowsill. There's a couple smaller birds as well that are looking a little tired.
Okay, so on the first bird. I was just checking I still had the spell prepared. First bird I'm going to cast Animal Messenger.
Okay.
I'm going to describe Faustina, the
Mhm.
Eversplendor, and the message will be: Dewey believes there are hundreds of druids. Thinks the druids are planning an attack. He knows not to attack. He wants to meet with Adrialis in the city, or in city.
Okay. As the words come out of your mouth, little green energy sparks and flies around the bird. It cocks its head at you a little and flies off into the night in the direction of the Asamor Woods.
Second bird
Mm-hmm.
describes Almoira
Mm-hmm.
and where to find her in the Eversplendor.
Mm-hmm.
And the message will be: Lion in the forest attacked city guards, killing 3. Caused Dewey to believe druids attacked and killed his men. We set the record straight.
Okay. Once again, little green energy sinks into the bird. It cocks its head. Flies off.
Is there a third bird of the night?
Yeah, there's a third owl, but he's he's on the building opposite you, but you can coo him towards you if you want.
I do.
He comes over to the windowsill.
So I'm going to describe Iapetus and where to find him.
Mm-hmm.
And the message will read: Spoke with Dewey. Revealed guard captain attacked his own subordinate, not you. Captain now in prison.
Bird cocks its head once more and flies off.
And that's be done.
Alright. Is there anything else anyone would like to do? Okay. All of you press the long rest buttons on your sheet, except for you, Scup.
Sure. I mean, I'm laying in a bed though.
No long rest for you, buddy.
All right.
Oh no, he's a sex slave.
You have to bust me out. I'm being sex trafficked.
It's going to be another heist we have to do then.
Ah, can we leave this town already? For fuck's sake.
Okay. You guys wake up the next morning, nicely rested. Would you like to call it quits here or go for a little longer?
I mean, shall we at least go get our money? Check
Yeah, let's
stores?
collect money and see if we can spend some of it.
Yeah, so we don't have to do that next session. I go to the lady that's working the shift now
Mm-hmm.
at the Wars Gardens.
Mm-hmm.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Our friend's been missing, and yesterday he left with a lady called Magus Magdalena. Do you know of such person and whether they're basically staying here for a while?
Could you describe her for me, please?
It's a older woman with a wizardly hat. And I give a more proper description of her.
I'm sorry, I don't know anyone by that name or who looks like that.
It was worth a shot. Okay, thank you.
It's okay, thank you.
And you've not seen our green friend? The orc that's been
No, I
with us?
noticed he didn't come back with you. He didn't show up during the night either.
Yeah. Okay, thank you.
So, thinking about it, Dewey obviously has some way of contacting her.
Yep.
So we could ask him if we could contact her that way.
Yep, I get some breakfast while waiting for the other two to come down.
Okay. As the morning carries on, the other two of you wake up and head down to the eatery. What's on today's agenda then?
So I asked the lady whether she's seen Cedric or the mage. She's not seen any of them, and she doesn't think such a person is residing in here for a while. So we might have to find a way of finding him.
That's a little bit concerning. I hope Sid's okay.
Yep. We could also ask Dewey if he has a way of communicating with her.
We could.
Shall we go there once we're done eating?
Would he see us this early in the day? Or do we have to wait till midday? What do you guys think?
I don't know. I don't remember. How early is it?
It's early morning.
I mean, it'd probably be midday by the time we get there, so a good
Yeah.
few hours away, isn't it?
The mansion? It's like 2 hours walk away.
If we go now, Dax, would it be too early for him to meet us?
2 hours, it would not be midday yet.
We could, because we've got that magical spear, but it hasn't been identified, has it?
No, we could go get that identified.
Can't we do it ourselves?
I don't think any of us have the spell.
Yeah, I don't think we have the spell.
Okay. Then we can go to the magic store early and check whether they want it or what it is exactly.
Yeah, let's do that. Let's do that.
Okay, so you're heading over to the magic shop.
Yeah.
Alright. Like, hour and a half walk over. Ting, 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 ting. Door opens. Same elderly wizard. Yes, how can I help you today?
Hi, sir. We've recently acquired this magnificent javelin, which we've been told have magical properties. We don't know exactly what those magical properties are, and we're wondering if you could help us.
Of course, we offer an identify service for 50 gold per item.
All right.
So, should you like to pay?
Yes, let's do it.
Okay. 50 gold, please.
There you go, sir.
Yeah, if you want to just take it out of 6,000, we'll get it.
Some of you make sure to take it out of 50 gold that you have right now from your sheet.
I've taken it out of my sheet.
Okay. You watch as the wizard takes the javelin, holds it in his hand, and it starts to gently float in his hands while he sort of like eyes it up and down. You see his eyes sort of like intently dashing around the item as like he takes in every single thing about it, and it slowly lowers back into his hand and he hands it back to you. Well, this is a javelin of lightning. Should you throw it and will it to do so, it will leave a lightning bolt in its wake, dealing terrible damage to all the people it passes by and impacts too.
And you said it's optional.
Yes, you do not have to use the lightning aspect of it, but yes.
None of us can use it though. Can anybody?
Oh.
Can anybody in the party use it?
All of you can use it.
Javelin.
Yeah,
Even
anyone
me
can use
with
it.
my negative strength.
Yeah.
I can throw something like that.
Yeah, you can throw it. You'll have a little penalty, but you can still use it. Anyone can use this item. It also does not require attunement.
Okay, who would it be best on then?
Shall we at least check how much it must be worth it?
I was thinking the same thing. Sir,
Hmm?
how much would you say this javelin is worth?
Oh, I would. Oh. It's in decent shape. I would probably run it in the area of about 450 gold. Though a merchant would probably buy it off you for a good bit less.
Okay.
I think it'd be a useful backup option if you want to have spell slots.
Yeah,
They're
we
probably
should
favour
keep it for now at least.
I
Mm.
think we should definitely keep it.
Or maybe Zinni.
Is there anything else I can help you with today?
Yeah, do you deal in leather armor at all?
Leather? No, we don't deal with leather here. We've got some robes. Certainly good magical robes. Would you like to take a look?
Not for me, thank you, sir. Do you do enchantments on leather? If
We
I had to bring in
can
leather.
indeed look to do enchantments, though they can tend to be quite costly.
I'm just inquiring about price at the moment, so I'm not going to say I'm interested necessarily just yet. But what would you charge to increase the armor quality of a piece of leather armor?
Ooh, that would be
I see.
quite
100.
expensive. Probably talking of 5,000 gold or over, I'd imagine. Potentially even more. It should depend on the quality of the armor itself.
I'm just thinking a fairly standard sort of studded leather armor. Nothing special in the armor, just a studded leather armor.
Yes, yes, I know what you speak, but it's still quite costly to magically improve something.
Okay. Well, thank you very much for your time, Fancy.
Oh, well, good day to you.
Good day.
Good day.
Oh, so before we leave, do
Oh,
you have a list of like magic stuff yourself?
Oh, yes, we have a couple of magic items here for you. What are you in the market for?
Kind of depends on what you've got, really.
Sure,
Nothing in
let me
particular.
give you a little list of our current inventory. I'm gonna paste in the chat. Bam!
Thank you. By the way, sir, before we leave, has a certain wizard came by in the past couple of days. She should go by the name of Magus Magdalena. She's rather an experienced wizard.
Magdalena. Well, it is quite the name. Let me see. Do I know her? The name feels familiar, but I do not know her. Sorry.
Andres, can you help me with some illusions of her face, maybe?
Andros, stop reading the magic items for a second.
Sorry.
Oh,
What do
you
you
didn't hear? Can you
No.
cast minor illusion of her face?
Whose face, sorry?
He's so enthralled with the items.
Jesus freaking Christ, man! The woman, the Magus Magdalena.
Yeah, I guess my illusion.
As you
That's
cast
her.
minor illusion and you apparates the image of Magus Magdalena Mayflower, he takes a good look and sort of gets a little closer than you would expect him to need to, and just sort of she's quite a pretty woman. Oh, maybe a little young for me. No, I'm sorry, I don't know her.
Oh,
Certainly would remember should I have seen someone like her before.
yeah, she's quite enchanting, isn't she?
Most
Lovely.
definitely.
Yeah. Okay, thank you very much for your help. Have a good day.
You too. Take care.
Let's go to Dewey, I guess.
Yeah, let's go to Dewey.
Alright. You guys head on over to Nibblegup Mansion.
And while we're walking there, Anxie.
Yeah.
Did you see they have a pearl of power at the magic shop over there?
Yes, I was looking at that as well.
It's a
I
very,
think I might get it.
it's a very cool item.
It is.
Alright, let's go to Dewey.
As you approach Nibblegup Mansion, there's a guard at the front. Not really gates, but like the open arch where the wall is. You lot. He said he'd be expecting you. Come on. And just sort of guides you in to the mansion. And you are brought before Lord Dewey Nibblegup, who is in the middle of eating his lunch, though he seems to have been every time that you've met. Yes, yes. Your gold has been arranged. Monetary funds equal a total of 600 platinum. Guards, bring it over. And you see Ogard brings over 2 big bags and just hands them to you.
Thank you.
Thank you, my lord.
So it's 600 platinum.
So we give 50 gold to Baylor immediately. And then we have 595 platinum.
You can figure this out a bit later because there's some maths to do for now. But Lord Dewey sort of still perks up as like, so, No, sorry, wrong voice. That's the wizard. So, there we go.
Fuck.
Well, yesterday was really something.
It was.
It was indeed. My lord, we discovered something
Yes.
which I'm not sure you were aware of.
Uh-huh.
Did you know that Luthus was being tortured? When
Oh.
when we went to collect him, he'd been moved to a different prison, the closer prison.
Yes, I know. He was in the barracks close by. Yes, I'm aware.
Yeah, and he was being tortured. When we found him,
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, I know.
almost dead.
I mean, that's what torturers do. Yes.
Did you know he was being tortured?
Yes.
Okay, just checking. Thank you, my lord.
Okay.
Before we leave,
Mm-hmm.
we've met a wizard that said she's been summoned by you earlier. Her name's Magus Magdalena.
Yes. Miss
you have-
Mayflower.
Yes.
She
do you
was
have
quite
a-
something as well. There's
Yeah, she was.
something going around with all you petulant adventurers, always thinking so highly of yourselves. She was quite annoying.
Sure. Do you have any way of contacting her? She's gotten one of our friends with her, and we would like to check on him.
Why are you asking me?
She said you summoned her in here for a job, so maybe you have a way of contacting her?
Yes, but why do I care?
I was just asking if you would be nice to help us, but if you
Well,
don't
it's a
want to
silly
bother.
question. Anyway, while you're in the middle of interrupting my lunchtime, I hope you know I still expect to meet with the head of the druids. All has not been forgiven for the guards that did perish. Captain Marvick's false flag operation has been understood and, to a degree, thwarted. But there's still lots of unrest within the city and worry about the Aesable Woods. I expect him to come visit me. You shall act as messengers between the two, since you seem to be so well acquainted with the woods themselves.
Do we want to let him know that we've already sent a message?
I don't think so.
No. My lord, we can go into the woods and we can try and speak with these druids. As we don't know them, I don't want to make any promises on their behalf. But we will certainly attempt our best to deliver your message.
Yes, you will. You're not totally off the hook. I appreciate what you did with Captain Marvick. But you've still been doing all sorts of suspicious things around the city. We should still be keeping an eye on you.
As you wish, my lord.
Enjoy
You will
your
see that
meal.
We've done nothing suspicious. We only
Don't
try to be
lie
good.
to me. Go, leave. Be thankful that you got your gold.
Thank
Jesus freaking Christ. That's today's NPCs have made me so mad. I want to fucking kill every one of them, except for Gwen and the lady in the bar.
That's how she goes.
you. With that, I suppose we'll leave the mansion.
Just so you know, guys, I don't think it's worth dealing with him anymore. We could try to relay the information to the druids, but I don't think he's gonna do any better than he's doing right now. he knew that the poor guy was getting tortured. He probably arranged it to happen.
Yeah. um, and I am to try and keep this on the down low and as quiet as possible. I'm gonna cast message and whisper into my hand and send a message directly to Angsy to let her know that Angsy, I've contacted the Druids already. I've let them know that Dewey wants to meet with Adrianus.
I use telepathic speech. I don't know how wise is that. However, it's good that to have them informed. Hopefully, he stops his agenda and things get better for this town and the people in it.
Adrianus won't leave the Eversplendor to meet with Dewey,
Mm-hmm.
but I'm delivering the message nonetheless.
It's worth delivering it, yeah.
I mean, on to more important matters. Like, I think gold-wise, if we take our 50 gold and split it 5 ways, including Zinni,
Yep.
that's 1,190 each.
Yep, already calculated it.
Dax, are you able to add it to Zinni's one?
1,190, you're saying?
So it's 119 platinum. Oh, was it per 10 platinum equaling
It is, yes.
1 gold?
So it's
Yeah.
190 platinum added to all your sheets.
119.
119.
Oh, 119, okay.
90. Oh yeah, 119, sorry.
Okay, well, should we head back over to the magic shop?
Yep.
Okay. So you're heading back to the magic shop.
Yeah.
Make your way back in there. Ding, 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 ding. Oh, hello. Back so soon.
Hello again.
Hi.
I'd like to buy 1 pearl of power of you.
Oh.
And yeah.
Of course, yes.
And-
Where is it? Here you go.
Thank you. And also, do you have any healing potions available?
Yes, we have quite a couple of healing potions, actually.
What kinds?
We've got all of them available at the moment. We've got healing, greater healing, superior healing, and supreme healing.
Ooh, what's the difference in prices for them?
50 gold, 100 gold, 500 gold, and 5,000 gold.
Yikes. Okay, so I'll buy 1 greater healing potion and 1 normal.
That'll be 150 gold.
Yeah, so I owe you 350 golds.
Yes, you do.
Here is 35 platinum for you, Troubles.
Thank you very kindly, my dear.
So I'm looking for 2 things, which I'm hoping you can help me with. The first one is a basic alchemy kit.
Ooh, interesting. Unfortunately, I don't have any in stock here, but you should be able to find such a thing in the market.
I'll take a look in the market, thank you, sir. And the other one is, I don't know if you'll have this in stock, but considering it's something that is used in magic, I'm hoping that you might have. I'm looking for diamonds.
Oh. Going to cast some revivify spells, are we?
Potentially. I just want to be prepared.
I understand. However, it's not the sort of thing we keep on hand, unfortunately. You could potentially try some jewelers. Maybe not in this town, I'm not sure. This town isn't known for its trade necessarily, so you could certainly try at the jewelers, but I'm not sure if they will have up to that many.
Fair, thank you, sir. Where are the jewelers, sir?
Oh, this one just Oh, where are they? Let me think. Sorry, it's been such a long time since someone asked. Jewelers. They're over by the Merchants Guild. which is, well, you may know yourself, close to the Adventurers Guild.
Great. Thank you, sir.
Scott, do you want to get Barracks of interest? Speaking out of character.
Yeah,
Well,
Scup, you're allowed to speak out of character, even if your character's not present.
Yeah, so, well, I was more like thinking, since you guys were just buying stuff and then the session ends, and my character's just kind of locked onto a bed, is it alright if, like, I hop off? Since for me the session is kind of at an end.
Yeah, sure, you can if you want.
That being said, the X thing was going to take 2 days, then that has not passed yet, so...
He said 1 to 2 days, and it was 65 gold.
Yeah.
Do you see that axe there, though?
If he has it, you can grab it for me, but yeah, for me it's just it's interesting because I'm not there.
I mean, you can still, like, sort of, like, you know, we don't have to metagame, like, too hard, but, like, this great axe that's on offer in the magic shop, would you be interested in it?
The great axe in the magic shop? No, I'm getting an axe.
I mean, this is technically a better axe.
Yeah, but it doesn't have my stick.
True.
That's fair. Just thought I'd check.
I respect it.
So the list of stuff I'm buying, I'm putting into chat.
Oh, you made a whole list.
Nice.
Okay.
Works out as 48 platinum flat.
7, 6, 10, 25.
480 gold, so 48
7,
platinum.
18. Yep. That's 48 platinum. Oh, it's a lot of items. You must have come into this money recently. You some kind of adventurers?
We're not just some kind of adventurers, sir. We are the kind of adventurers.
Yo.
Oh?
We are the Wayward Wanderers. Heroes of Edgewood.
Oh, I have heard of you. Rescued this town all by yourselves. Very interesting. Beat the Indies to it, I heard you say you did.
We did. We did.
Most magnificent. Well, it was certainly quite something. Good job. Good show. But well,
Just nod my head.
that aside, is there anything else that I could do for you?
Yeah. Are there any good libraries in the city for research purposes?
The school that was formerly called the Deeproot University, it's now just Round Nibblegup University, is over on the western side of the city, sort of close to the theatre.
Okay. Is that the only one in the city?
Outside of maybe some nobles or the Lord's personal stash of tomes and historical knowledge, that most likely will be your best shot.
Lovely, thank you.
Okay, good day to you all.
Good day, sir.
Hope I should
Good
see you
day.
again. Cheerio! Ding, ding, ding.
Alrighty.
You guys exit the shop. And I think that's the perfect place to call the session.
So just one quick thing before we finish.
Yep.
As we're sort of a general open market, am I able to go and see if I can find the bits to buy some thieves' tools?
Yeah, I'd say 10 gold. You can buy all the compartments and like a little box for a thieves' tool. Baylor, did you want your alchemy kit as well?
Yeah, please.
That'll run you 5 gold.
That's in a general store.
Bits and bobs, like an alembic, a calcinator, all sorts of like things that you would need for like an alchemy kit.
Okay. Can I go to the library now, or should I do it in the start of the next session?
We'll do that next session.
Okay.
Alright. Well, that was a fun session, guys.
Yeah, good session, guys.
Enjoyed the